First of all, Ernest, I would like to start off by giving a shout out to FYF Sports Debates Podcast. I really love that podcast. I really do.
All right. Sorry about that. Hold on. Y'all said no sound? All right. Hold on. All right. We good? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me now. I had to reset the sound. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the sound, y'all. I forgot I had to reset my whole soundboard today. All right. Apologize, y'all. No, all I was just saying was, look, y'all. I had to take a few days off streaming because I had hours. I fractured my thumb in 14 different places, man. Never even heard of that. Never even knew that was possible. Salute to everybody pulling up. Yeah, I got all the ones, so the audio's good. But yeah, got my thumb. My thumb was messed up. Finally got it taken care of. Just got to go back for a little bit of follow up. I should be good, man. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So I sat in the hospital just listening to the craziness, man, and I didn't really even realize, y'all, the extensive history that Rob Parker has just saying outlandish stuff about LeBron James. And, people talk about how Shannon Sharp might be paid to be positive towards LeBron. One could easily believe that Rob Parker's being paid just to make bad takes about LeBron James. He says, stop putting the thumb in dark places. Now, that's not what happened, SB. I could tell y'all what happened. You said, how did I fracture it? A lot of people would assume it happened playing basketball, and it didn't. No, what happened was Saturday morning. My 2 dogs. A lot of people know I got 3 dogs, but 2 of my dogs got into like a fight. And so obviously, man, you want to go break it up. And, I ran out there just trying to break it up, and one of my dogs lunging at the other dog accidentally latched onto my thumb and bit me. And so, you know, it was bleeding. I wrapped it up. I thought it would just be normal. But when I took the dressing off later that day, it was swole up. It was lots more swollen than I thought it would be. The cuts really weren't healing, or the bleeding wasn't stopping the way I thought. So I ended up going to the emergency room in the middle of the night. These are all pits. I only got all pits, Kobe. And so what happened was, when I went to the emergency room, you know, they said, okay, we want to put you on antibiotics because it was a dog bite. Dog bites can get infected. But they said, your hand is so swollen, we want to do an x-ray. And when they did the x-ray, they said they saw a ton of bone fragments just floating around in there. They said it's much worse than I thought. They described it as a devastating dog bite. So they ended up transferring me to another hospital and said, you got to have emergency surgery tonight, because they feared that because of all the bone fragments floating around in there, they said, we don't want your bone to get infected. If your bone gets infected, that's a different type of infection. So they ended up doing emergency surgery that night. And then they did a follow-up surgery to repair some of the nerve damage. And that was actually a day and a half ago. You know, so it is what it is. I mean, that's what happens when you got dogs. I mean, they don't fight. I mean, this is, you know, they've only got into it a handful of times. But when they do get into it, you know, sometimes it could be hard to break them up, especially when you're dealing with pits. You know, it is what it is, though. But, you know, look, y'all, before we get started with the show today, look, y'all, I've been having my email, you know, my email's been getting flooded with a ton of musicians who want me to showcase their music. And, you know, we're getting to that level where, look, if you really want me to showcase your music and get the thoughts of the people, get your music out there, get your name out there, obviously you got to pay for that sponsorship spot. So we have an artist of the day. Some of you guys may be familiar with them or not, man. But we're going to play about 30 seconds of this song that an artist has sent in to us. And, you know, we're going to put his name on the screen right here. Some of you guys may know who he is. But we're going to get this music playing. We got our song of the day, and then we got our topic of the day. We got to talk about this Rob Parker situation because, you know, it is crazy. So song of the day is called Can't Tell It All by Hovey, KB, and Lecrae. They pride themselves on being Christian rappers. They actually just sent me this song this morning. So I haven't even had a chance to listen to it myself. So we're going to go ahead and give it a spin real quick. Y'all spam it up in the chat. Y'all know how we do over here. FYF Sportsman, we got to be completely honest. If it's trash, we'll let them know if it's trash. If it's a banger, we'll let them know if it's banger. And, you know, I've been kind of 50-50 on Christian rap. So, you know, hopefully they come with some heat, man. But song of the day, man, we got Can't Tell It All by Hovey, KB, and Lecrae. And it should be playing now.
For the fight of my life, hit my knees and I strap on my gloves. Boy, I've been prepping since like I was 7. And thing is, I'm already covered in blood. Walking in love, this for the ones who been stuck in the mud. Searching for hope. Trust me, I know what it feel like to drown in my problems, but God came and threw me the rope. Can't wait to look in his eyes. All of my life, I've been battling lies. I found the truth and took off my disguise. Come from my head, I still live for the prize. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was in the city going down, trying to blow. Everything changed when I learned to let it go. Hopping on stage, I ain't in it for the show. Only got one life, so I gotta let them know. Talk about real. I seen a man's whole bad hill. I seen a woman drooling out the mouth. I seen the demons in the casket out. I seen my brother throw his whole vape in the lake. Seen smooth heal from the dark. I seen the spirit change my own heart. Can't tell it all, but this a good start. K to the second letter. Who got the keys to the Jeep and the Hiller? They ain't never been realer. I am not shook, I'm aligned, didn't chill. My face blue still, I ain't never been stiller. Ooh, KB ain't gotta get bigger. Ooh, Southside sitting killers, bring light to the dark spots. Wake up, I didn't make up, just gone in the vine to the cellar. On the bread of heavens, like the red and black 11s, walking through the pearly gates. Bobby do the most, I'm in the Holy Ghost. I'm looking like the Pope swerving race. They gon' get the word today. I send a text back, never curved the fate. Jesus. Curses break, slaves get freed and the words away. Ever seen a dope dealer? Cold killer, gold brother crying on the floor with us. Cause your hoe hit him, had a hole in him, now you got a hole in it. Tell him the Dead Sea here. We the new Israel, Israel. God really lives here. Watch the sin here, way more than damn. We begin here. We begin here.
What y'all got on that song? What y'all got on that song, man? Y'all got to let them know. Is it a banger? Is it trash, man? Song of the day, man. Can't Tell It All remix. Hovey, KB, and Lecrae. Hey, man. I thought they came with some fire, man. That beat was extremely unique. It came answer salute, man. I just saw Spiffy Lil Kenny in here, man. Y'all know Spiffy music been all over this channel, man. Salute to Spiffy in here, man. You know, Spiffy, I've been waiting on this man to drop that new album for like a year, man. I still ain't got the drop on some of his new music, but I'm sure he gonna pull up with it. Yeah, but that song was a banger. I ain't gonna lie, that beat went crazy. So, hey man, salute to those guys over there, Hovey, KB, and Lecrae, man. They came through with a banger. I definitely got to add that to my playlist. I like how that sound. I got to see how that sound in the car. Like I said, you know, maybe it's time that we start to expand, especially musically. Especially now that we're starting to see how music is impacting people, y'all, right? With the drill type of rap and everything. Like, you know, I was one that always really pushed away from thinking that music really affects people and motivates them to do crazy things. But I'm really starting to get a realization that this music is really starting to sway the minds of a lot of people. You know, kids is really running around believing some of this stuff. They're really trying to reenact and do these things. And you got people in the streets really talking about what they doing. Oh, we got Damon Talk Sports. He said, why are you running from ticket? How am I running from ticket, Damon Talk Sports? I got the message, y'all, that Ticket wanted me to come on the live, y'all. What? I don't know what y'all want me to do. I'm sitting in a hospital bed about to get thumb surgery. Y'all want me to tell the doctor, Ticket wants me to come on the live panel. Don't worry about the potential infection or the 14 broken bones in your thumb. I got to go talk to Ticket on the live. No, y'all don't. Look, man, it happens. Ticket goes live every day. I will be there. Just let them know if you want, Damon. After I come back from basketball practice today, I'll pull up tonight. I don't know why y'all are so excited about me to go somewhere just to max ether somebody in basketball. I don't know why are you so excited to see this. Like this is it's not very hard to do that, y'all. Like I said, I don't have no beef. I could go talk basketball with the best of them. I just like to get some good laughs when people say ridiculous stuff. I can describe to you what's going to happen. You're going to have a whole bunch of people yelling. I'm probably not going to be in the mood to try to talk louder than anybody, so I'm not going to do a ton of yelling. And it's just going to be is what it is. That's all it's going to be. I'm bigger than that right now. I don't feel like I need to go into anybody's panel and try to out yell a whole bunch of people on the panel. And because my mic is not louder than theirs, then they say they want to debate. Like, I mean, I'll go over there. I have no issue with it. But I mean, but the truth, the funny thing is that all the people asking me to go over there, y'all only want to see me go over there just to cook Ticket, because it's not going to happen no other way. There's no reverse to this. There's no Ticket cooking Lamont when it comes to basketball talk. I think anybody with a brain cell knows this. Nah, Weezy Bang, you said don't fall. I'm going to go over there for a good laugh. Like, y'all know me. I'll pull up any channel, anytime, any day. It's just surprising to me, y'all, that my live panel has been open since 2020. And all these people that got so many comments, all these people that want to have these conversations with me, nobody ever clicks my link and pulls up on my panel. I told y'all, man. People like to stay in the safe zone, man. It's not no setup, East Side. And then look, how you gonna set me up? I don't care. It ain't no setup. What they gonna do to me? What they going to, we're going to have another discussion about how I got in trouble in college. I mean, what they going to do? I mean, give me some more laughs. That's hey Weebay. But Weebay, the funny thing is, we've been doing debates over here. The link has always been open. I don't think I've ever blocked one person in my StreamYard. Ain't nobody blocked from my StreamYard. There's been a couple people that my mind's had to block from the chat. I've unblocked you. It's not very hard. Like, people make it seem like it's hard to get in communication with me. It's not. Like, you don't have to call me out to get me to come to your panel. All you gotta do is just come to FYF Sports, man, and click the link. Come on, y'all. That's all we gotta do. Oh, yeah, let me fix my camera real quick. All right, we got it right here. But look, y'all, I want to talk about Rob Parker, man. So when you look at Rob Parker's history, y'all, I'm just gonna read to you guys. This is over the last 10, 15 years, right? Rob Parker says LeBron James' numbers are fraudulent. Rob Parker says, I don't believe LeBron James is a top 10 Laker. Rob Parker says LeBron James will never win a championship in LA. Rob Parker discredits LeBron James' recent scoring barrage. We got more. Rob Parker, LeBron James doesn't impact winning anymore. We got more. Rob Parker claims Michael Jordan is superior to LeBron James. We got more. We got more. Rob Parker believes LeBron James is not the Lakers' best number one option. All right. Rob Parker, it's time to admit that LeBron James with the Lakers are a failure. Rob Parker, is LeBron James desperate to resume the NBA season? I think he was resuming to the 2020 season. Rob Parker, LeBron James is not built for New York. That's when he was alluding to not wanting the LeBron James to sign with New York as a free agent. Are we sure LeBron James lives for clutch moments? That's Rob Parker. Rob Parker declares LeBron James is no longer the face in the NBA. All right. Rob Parker, LeBron James' legacy cramps up. All right. Another article, Rob Parker feels LeBron James' Laker run has been a disaster. All right. Rob Parker rips JJ Redick for trying to convince people that LeBron James is the GOAT. Rob Parker says LeBron James is trying to overshadow his teammates. This is crazy, y'all. I mean, it goes on. Rob Parker calls LeBron James a loser during radio debate. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on with Rob Parker. And Rob Parker seems to have, and I think you could be honest, y'all. I think you could be honest. Look, LeBron James has done some things in his career that deserve criticism. Right? He's had moments in his career that I've had to look back on, and I had to say, you need to get called out for that. When you have bad body language, you don't look like a good teammate. When you're crying a little bit too much. But for Rob Parker, over the last 15 years, to essentially never have said anything positive about LeBron James over the last 15 years is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And so with his most recent claim on The Odd Couple, and I'll put that video up here in a second. Let me go ahead and get it up right now. But his most recent claim on the Odd Couple, y'all, is that now there's this new narrative because as I talked to y'all in the last live stream, there's this new narrative that all of a sudden LeBron James, who's still scoring at an astounding rate. I mean, there's only 6 players averaging 30 in the league right now. LeBron James is one of them. And now all of a sudden that LeBron James is still doing these things late in his career. Now all of a sudden there's this new narrative. Like people are trying to diminish what LeBron James is doing so much. So now there's this new narrative that it's so easy to score in the NBA. I was listening to Chris Broussard and Rob Parker talk, and they were constantly saying, well, Luka said it was easier to score in the league, so we know it's just so easy to score in this league. And when people say that, I really question if they actually listen to what Luka said. Luka said it's easier to score in the NBA because the game is called different. Refs call fouls a little bit differently. That favors the offense. Luka said the court is bigger. It gives us more spacing naturally because the court is bigger. I mean, if you play on a small court, if you cramp some NBA players into a YMCA gym, on a middle school size court, it's going to be much difficult for anybody to score. I don't care what league you in. Luka never said it's easier to score in this league because defenders aren't good. Teams aren't defending. Guys, I watched 3 NBA games yesterday. And I said, I'm going to watch these 3 NBA games. I said, I'm literally going to try to count how many open shots teams allow. I want you guys to really watch NBA games. When everybody talks about this league is so spaced out, it's so easy to score. And I'm saying to myself, y'all keep saying it's so easy to score, yet when I watch these games, like if you watch that Laker game, Anthony Davis is having to score on 3 and 4 bodies in the paint. LeBron James is scoring inside, and every time he takes a shot, it's highly contested. You had all of the Spurs players jumping at it. He's taking tough fadeaway jump shots, right? He had maybe 1 or 2 wide open threes. But outside of that, where's this narrative coming from that this game is so wide open and guys are just getting easy shot after easy shot? Where's this narrative coming from? And why are people trying to push this narrative all of a sudden that it's so easy to score in the league today just because LeBron James, for one, is about to pass Kareem up? And 2, they don't know how to explain why LeBron James is still this good at the age of 38. And so what people try to say is, people have been trying to say, oh, LeBron James, his numbers ain't impactful no more. And I want people to really try to decipher what that means in your head. What do you mean when you say somebody scoring 30 points is not impactful? I can understand how somebody scoring 30 points isn't impactful if they're inefficient. Being inefficient makes 30 points not impactful. If you're shooting 10 of 33 and you get to 30 points, that's not going to be an efficient 33 points. Your 33 points are going to be marred by the misses. But when you're talking about a guy in LeBron James who has been known throughout his career for elite efficiency, elite field goal, and true shooting percentages, and he's getting to these points, how can you say his numbers are not impactful? And when you listen to that full Odd Couple interview, Rob Parker is so stupid. He says, Lakers didn't make the playoffs last year. He says, I know Russell Westbrook wasn't playing the right way. He says, I know Anthony Davis was injured, but LeBron still should have got that team to the playoffs. Oh, he should have got that team to the playoffs, okay? And then as soon as people start saying that, I tell people, what was their starting lineup last year again? Just tell me the top 7 rotational guys. And then people get to flipping and flopping over their words because the majority of those guys aren't even in the league. Majority of those guys, if they were in the league today, they would be doing what Malik Monk is doing, and buried on the bench on a good team. Blazers Pip 33 said Lamont is cap, but I mean, everybody tries to say that I'm capping. And then when I drop the link to give y'all opportunity to talk, all of a sudden your microphones can't connect, your cameras ain't working, your job is calling, the baby crying, your mom just sent you home to the grocery store to pick up broccoli and cheese or something. It just seemed like every time I dropped the link for y'all to come up to say I'm capping, y'all find a convenient excuse. Like, so that's why I'm really starting to ignore y'all. I mean, because the thing is, I make it very inviting to come up here. I do my best not to cuss people out and how you looking crazy and embarrassing you or whatnot. And then when you get the opportunity to come explain your side, one, you either come up here and you choke up and you freeze up and you say something stupid, or you get too scared to pull up. If I'm capped, then come up here and explain it. I want to know when I've never heard people say more this year a player's numbers aren't impactful. I've never heard that said more than I've heard, and why. I hear more casuals talking about LeBron James' numbers don't have an impact. I don't know what coach in the world will look at LeBron James's numbers and then be like, that don't have an impact on winning. How? But because if LeBron James' numbers aren't impactful, that means Trae Young's numbers aren't impactful. Bradley Beal's numbers aren't impactful. James Harden's numbers are not impactful. Jimmy Butler's numbers are not impactful. Kawhi Leonard, his numbers are not impactful. Because you guys are correlating a team struggling and not winning a ton of games with being impactful. If it's about your numbers always leading to wins, then there's only a handful of players in this league that have impactful numbers. If it's just about your numbers directly leading to wins. And that's what you got to be willing to say. So I don't know what road y'all going down there. I think you have a ton of casuals hearing new words and new talking points. And then y'all just run with it and just start repeating it because it sounds good. But a lot of y'all don't even know what real impact on basketball is. And because the funny thing is, impact in a basketball game having an impact on a basketball game has less to do with scoring than anything. Impact in basketball games is not necessarily like some of the players that have the biggest impact on a basketball game. Like if you look back to that Laker game yesterday, I'm going to tell you guys, for me, the most impactful player as far as winning and losing games. And yesterday, and this is where I compel you guys to actually rewatch and do a little bit of homework. I want y'all to watch Dennis Schroeder's activity. I want you guys to watch how many 50-50 balls he collected. I want you guys to watch how even when he got mismatched onto the post, he was still able to successfully defend Jakob Poeltl. How he hustled out to the perimeter, got his hand on what otherwise would have been open shot attempts, on how he saved possessions by keeping the ball alive. How many offensive rebounds did he collect on crucial possessions? Those are called impact. That's how you impact a basketball game. Those are the impactful games. It wasn't the big three that he hit towards the end when they were on a run. You impact the game by doing things that generally don't count, that you don't see on stat sheets. That's how you impact the game. And people have been fooled. People like Rob Parker and Chris Broussard are going to trick y'all into believing that having an impact on a basketball game is about how many points you can score. I want y'all to understand that in a basketball game, points are going to get scored. These players are, with or without LeBron James, points are going to get scored. Somebody's going to have to take and make those shots. But the reasons why the Lakers, if you just look to how the Lakers were losing games early in this year, mental lapses. There were games where the Lakers were putting up tons of points, but they were losing the game because they weren't making them impactful plays. The 50-50 balls, right? The timeliness of certain shots, shot selection, playing too fast, not understanding time and score. We saw Russell Westbrook struggle with that a few times this year. Being healthy, being impactful generally has nothing to do with scoring the ball, yet people keep running around talking about these numbers don't have impact. A player scoring 30 a game at an efficient level has no impact. You really got to come in here and explain it to me, right? People are going to try to come and lie and say, oh, LeBron James is only scoring these points when his team is down. Well, they were just down 25 points to the goddamn Portland Trailblazers. Well, the only way you can come back from a 25-point deficit, you guys, is if you score at an efficient clip and you make a ton of impactful plays in between all of that to even have a legitimate comeback. So, yes, LeBron James scored a ton of points that game when the Lakers were down. Yeah, but they ended up coming back and winning. And now that the three-point shot means so much to the game of basketball, we see that having a 20-point lead don't mean nothing no more. We've seen the Lakers lose 20-point leads. We just watched the Portland Trailblazers, who were up 71-46 at one point in time. I turned the TV off. Next thing you know, I turn it back on in the fourth. The game is tied. But I'm supposed to believe y'all when y'all tell me that the things that he's doing don't have an impact. I can go to NBA standings and look at a ton of teams that are struggling. If that means y'all going to have to tell me a ton of guys in the league. And let me play this clip for you guys real quick, and then I'm going to open up the live panel for you guys to come pull up. But I want you guys to hear what Rob Parker, and this is just short. Some of you guys have already seen it. I made this into a YouTube short.
Chris is, and you saw it last year when he averaged 30. It sounds impressive. They couldn't make the play-in game where 20 of the 30 teams make the playoffs, and LeBron and other guys, you don't only need two people in the NBA. And you could say whatever Westbrook was a year ago and AD was hurt, and I get that. But really, they couldn't be one of the top 10 teams in to get into the play-in game. I think that that's an indictment of LeBron and what he's doing, and that the numbers really don't matter.
So we hear it right there. So again, I want y'all to listen to the hypocrisy in some people's own takes. He started his little soliloquy by saying, you only need two players. But then he proceeds to talk about the Lakers' next two best players in Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis, one with Russ not playing up to expectation, and then with Anthony Davis not being able to play at all. So now you've completely crushed your own logic. So first you said it only takes two players to get into the playoffs, but then you go to explain that LeBron didn't have two players. It was just LeBron. And again, for me, I want you guys to tell me, with Anthony Davis not being in the starting lineup, I want you guys to tell me what was the starting lineup. Because the last time I checked, you need to put 5 guys on the floor, and you need to have at least 3 on the bench. I want you guys to tell me who were those other guys? And if they were so good, would you welcome them back to this Laker team? See, and so he completely dismantles his own take with his own logic by just saying that at all. And then he ends it by saying, I don't think his numbers have an impact. Now numbers don't have an impact. This is coming from a Rob Parker who's going to tell you that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's going to tell you that. But is he going to talk about the year where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won the MVP and his team didn't make the playoffs? Is he going to tell us about how unimpactful Kareem was that year? Being the MVP and his team not making the playoffs? Is he going to tell us about that? Empty calorie stats. See, first of all, y'all can't call them empty calorie stats just because the team is struggling to win. Throughout NBA history, being able to score 30 points at an efficient level has always been impactful towards winning. That's one thing that's always been consistent, Blazers Pippen. Blazers Pippen, I want you to tell me one player who scored 30 points per game at an efficient level, and you can say that it's a negative. This is not like LeBron James is out here taking a ton of bad shots, really compromising the defense. He's doing it at an efficient level. But in the same breath, you guys will applaud players like Trae Young. Y'all will applaud these high-volume shot chuckers who can put up 30 at an inefficient clip. Throughout NBA history, scoring 30 points at an efficient clip has always been conducive towards winning. And even when players like Kobe were scoring 30 and it wasn't as efficient as we wanted it to be, we didn't blame those guys. We generally blamed the help that they had around them. When Kobe was struggling, it was generally because the help around him wasn't doing their job. And see, and that's what I want to ask. It's funny. This is the weirdest thing in the world to me. The weirdest thing in the world to me is y'all want to blame the guy scoring 30 points. So I want to really know, what are y'all thoughts and opinion on everybody else? Because if you have this much negative to say about the guy scoring 30 points, then tell me about Kendrick Nunn. You must have an exceptionally long negative analysis of a player like Kendrick Nunn. Or when we look to some of these other guys, what's your analysis of a Troy Brown Jr.? Right? If you're going to blame LeBron, the guy that's actually producing, what are your thoughts on the guys that aren't producing? Hoop Jargon says this is going to age so horribly. No, it's not. Because what I'm saying is scoring 30 points per game at an efficient level has never been not impactful. I'm never going to have a player. If I have a player that's scoring 30 points per game and we're losing, the last person that I'm going to look to blame is the guy that's scoring 30 points per game at an efficient clip. Now, if you're going to say that his defense isn't as impactful as it was early in his career, I'll take that. That's a more sound basketball take. Because the one thing that we can see is that his defense does wane. His fatigue level, his ability to get more fatigue does start to kick in, and he does take breaks on the defensive side of the floor. That'd be a more honest analysis if you say his impact defensively isn't the same. But when y'all say impact offensively, 30 points isn't an impact. Efficient 30. That's one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard. And people want to act like the Lakers are the only team that's struggling. The Lakers are struggling. The Blazers are struggling. So that means everything Dame does is irrelevant. That means everything Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does is irrelevant. Right? All this Lauri Markkanen talk, because you guys have been so high on Lauri Markkanen, right? How good he's been playing. but they have a losing record. So that means everything he does is unimpactful because they're losing. Right? Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, not very impactful for the Timberwolves because they're 25-25. Are they not impactful either? Steph Curry, their team is 24 and Steph Curry's not impactful. Klay Thompson, not impactful. Draymond Green, not impactful. They're only 24-24. Luka Doncic, they're 25-24. Luka's not impactful, y'all. Look at Gohan. He says it's because they say LeBron gives up 40 on the defensive end. How does LeBron James give up 40 on the defensive end? What does that even mean, Gohan? What does that even mean? Come on, y'all. Come with some real logical takes, man. I'm gonna open the panel up for y'all to come through. So like I said, we're going to go Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, not impactful. All right. Trae Young, not impactful. All these teams, any team with a losing record, if your best player is scoring points, those numbers are not impactful. That's just using y'all logic because nobody's going to be able to come in here and explain to me how his offensive numbers are not impactful. Because if they're not impactful, then you're going to have to tell me what negatives are you taking out of it. All right, Blazer Pip 33 says I'm wilding. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to drop the link. And this is going to be specifically for Blazer Pip 33, y'all. This is just for Blazer Pip. All right. Blazer Pip, man. There you go, Blazer Pip. I'm gonna give you your 10 minutes, man. Whatever time you need to explain this and break this down, I'm gonna allow you to break it down. All right. The guy, the Mr. Damon guy who came in here crying about Ticket TV, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to come. Look, the link is in there, y'all. Hold on, Spiffy. I see you in the backstage. I just want to, because I know we get a lot of normals. So Spiffy's in the backstage right now. We get a lot of, look, y'all. What did I tell you? Look at it. What did I tell you, you guys? What did I tell y'all? I said when I dropped the link, all of a sudden, y'all the most busiest people in the world. When I dropped the link, and he says, hold on, he says, and look at it, Darius Warren. He says, now we crying over a ticket. No, we not. I was just addressing why people are coming in my chat talking to me about ticket. We're not crying about ticket. It's nothing to cry about at Darius Warren. But at Darius Warren, again, if you have a problem with some of the things that we're saying, all you have to do is click the link and just address them right now. Get it off your chest so that you're not walking around so mad. Nobody, Oh, okay, I got you, Darius. Hey, facts. Yeah, now people are building buildings all of a sudden. Now Blazer Pip conference call. Blazer Pip, I don't even believe that you have a job that requires real conference calls. Blazer Pip, I truly believe that conference call you are in is probably a court docket hearing with your local community court for a traffic violation or something. I do not truly believe you have a job that requires actual conference calls. So I don't see no Blazer Pip in here, man. So obviously the people I wanted to haven't pulled up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up the people in the backstage, man. We got Pootie Smooth. Jared, you haven't been in here in a while. Look, now it's all good, Blazer Pip. Blazer Pip, I just wanted to have a conversation, man. I wanted you to express yourself. Now you running, man. That's crazy. Hold on. Salute to Spiffy, man. Light Sports TV. We got no jumper.
It's good.
What's good, Flight? Man, good, man.
I see you cooking on LeBron, man. A lot of stuff going on. AD is back. You know, I just want to add one thing. Again.
Yeah.
You know, you was touching on LeBron. You know, you brought up all of these players. These players don't say they're the best player of all time. You know, I just want LeBron to get to the postseason. I'm not here to crucify him. He's the best player I ever seen, but he's not having a good tail end, in my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
what? I mean, when you look at the all-time greats,
okay,
what players did have a good tail end, other than maybe Tim Duncan? But at the end for Shaq, it looked bad. At the end for Kobe, it looked bad. At the end for Jordan, it looked bad. At the end for Hakeem, it looked bad. And these were guys and the funny thing is with those guys at the end, it wasn't even expectation for them to get to the playoffs. We just knew they couldn't even get there. Right? At least with LeBron, we know he's still like none of those guys at the end were averaging 30 a game. One. None of them were this efficient. None of them have any expectation of winning championships. We had no expectation from those guys at the end. So at 38 years old, if we're comparing it to other similar top 10 players at 38 years old, why is our expectation not the same of any other 38-year-old? Why do you have an elevated expectation from LeBron James?
Well, because you got Anthony Davis there alongside of him. I know you want to put the blame on his health and things of that nature. I'm not saying get to the championship and win every single year, but they should not be sitting on the outside of the playoff picture, you know, every single year of this tenure. Even with LeBron there, they should at least get to the postseason. That's all I'm saying. That's my argument. I'm not.
Flight. One question, Flight. Over the last 2 years, how many basketball games does Anthony Davis play?
I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that.
I mean, but you can't tell me he has Anthony Davis. And when I ask you where Anthony Davis been at, he ain't been on the court. He been playing video games.
LeBron alone.
He ain't been on the basketball court. I mean, I seen Anthony Davis. I seen him in street clothes. We know that.
Get them to the playoffs, man.
So you hold him to a standard. You hold him to a higher standard, like he in year 8 instead of year 20, bro. That's disingenuous. Exactly. That's the whole point, bro.
That's what I just said. Like you holding them to, like, because you said other players on the tail end.
I don't believe that.
Because you said you brought up other players on the tail end. We all know that at 38 years old, you're on the tail end. How much, whether you want to admit it or not, this is the tail end of your basketball career. And when we saw Kobe on the tail end, when we saw Shaq on the tail end, we saw all of these other players, even Jordan on the tail end. When Jordan was with the Wizards, nobody gave them an expectation to win to the degree that you guys want LeBron to win. We understood that Washington Wizards team was going to be fun to watch because Jordan was on it, but there was no real expectation that they would win or even get to the playoffs. And they didn't. And Jordan wasn't crucified for it. People said he was old, the team was bad. He came out, made it exciting to watch for a little bit. Kudos, way to finish your career. Kobe at the end, go ahead and get your 60, bow out gracefully. No expectation to win. Shaq at the same thing. I mean, all the stars, Paul Pierce, go through all the stars. They can all go out without any expectation to win. But LeBron James on his way out, y'all still have this odd championship expectation. And the fact that you guys still have championship expectation out of him at age 38 tells me that you truly understand how great he is. Because you're not going to expect championships, playoffs from players that are past their prime. So what's your expectation for Udonis Haslem right now? That's for you, Flight.
Oh, say it one more time.
What is your expectation? What do you expect from Udonis Haslem this year?
See, I think that's disingenuous.
They're similar in age.
You know,
They're similar in
I
age.
guess I don't want to disrespect the platform. I'm gonna let you speak.
No.
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question. That's not disingenuous because
Well,
I'm talking about players similar in age to LeBron. Like, what are your expectations of Chris Paul this year?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's completely different from when I'm speaking. He got his own expectations too. I don't want to rule him out. He gonna have his date too. But I'm just speaking on LeBron right now. You know, LeBron James should get this team to the postseason. I'm not gonna allow y'all to sit up here and say I'm wrong for saying that. I didn't say championship. Hold him to a standard. You said that. This guy should bring them to the postseason. Period. Now, if you want to act like you're going to give him a pass for saying, no, he could miss the playoffs, just average his 30, be efficient, and pat him on the ass. No, hell no. He got to get to the playoffs at least. You know, I mean, he's this great of a player. You can't get to the eighth seed. Mind you, the NBA got the play-in now, making it easier.
I respect that. Yeah, I respect
no, hold on.
that.
That's all I'm saying.
At the end of it, but Flight, that's still a very flawed talking point because at the end of the day, you don't get to the playoffs with one player. The NBA has changed, and especially since 2020, from 2020 on, there's been a shift in the NBA where if you don't have depth, you're going to struggle to have success in this league. LeBron hasn't had depth. LeBron has had Anthony Davis on the roster. He hasn't had him on the court. He's had Russell Westbrook on the court, but he hasn't had Russell Westbrook completely bought in mentally. That's been obvious. And then aside from those two, you can't name any of the players that was on that roster last year of significant value that would have helped push and propel this team. Like right now, Schroeder is going to be if the Lakers make the playoffs this year and have any level of success, Schroeder's going to be an afterthought. But he's an integral part to them having success this year. And the same thing with Rui Hachimura. We saw yesterday how impactful he's going to be. You need those types of quality players to have success in this league. If you don't have quality from 1 through 8, you're not going to have any success. But you guys just want LeBron James to win with just one. Y'all don't want him to have the 1 through 8. Y'all just want him to have the 1. Y'all don't care what the 2 through 8 are. LeBron at 38 years old should be able to make up for the entire 1 through 8. When did that start happening? When does LeBron have to play for 8 players? When did that start happening?
I mean, I just think when people say the impact on winning, that's a real broad statement. That's a blanketed statement. You got to be more specific about what he's not doing instead of just saying impact on winning. Like he said, 30 points and he's shooting 50%. Like, how is that not impactful? I don't understand that.
Very impactful.
I mean, Paul Millsap's in the NBA. Similar age. What do you expect from Paul Millsap this year? And why is your expectation different for Paul Millsap than a LeBron James?
Well, maybe because he's still playing like how you just stated. You know, he's still going. And like I believe that he still have the pieces. Another thing, something like a lot of this same story goes with LeBron, you know, the devaluation of the teammates. These guys were all on playoff teams, a year ago? This guy, Patrick Beverley, was impacting the Wolves, you know, was a big piece over there. They loved him. You know, these other people, you know, the Kendrick Nuns of the world, all these guys.
I was referring to last year's roster.
Okay, well, last year's. I'm speaking of totality of LeBron James. You know, a lot of he has teammates. This is the same shit that goes on over and over and over. You know, where his teammates suck, the 2 through 7, and this dude. Nobody in NBA. All right, one last thing. Nobody. God, I'm sorry.
But Flight. The sentiment, the hypocrisy in your take is extreme because I can sit there and listen to you complain about LaMelo Ball's roster all day about how they don't surround him with pieces where they can win. Yet when it comes to LeBron, he has to do everything and it shouldn't matter with the pieces. How, in one sense, with your favorite player, you will get more help. Y'all are doing a disservice to LaMelo. But when it comes to LeBron, he's supposed to do it all by himself. You're being extremely hypocritical, though.
FYF, can I speak?
You have videos of this flight, though.
I know. I'm almost done. I ain't going to hang out too long. But like I want to say this last one I want to say. That's two different things, man. LeBron James has had ample help. What the help did LaMelo got? Number one, and nobody, and this is what I was going to say before I got cut off. There's not one player in NBA history who has had more help than LeBron James. And it's unfortunate that in the future it's going to be said that he had no teammates, had no help. It's going to be another sector of people that remind everybody that there's no player in NBA
we're not
history
talking
who
about
has
we're
more
not
help
talking
than
about them
LeBron
other
James.
years though, Flight. We're talking about last year. I just want you to talk about last year when you talk about how they missed the playoffs last year. Okay,
Yes,
Flight. Just tell me this, Flight. Tell me, because we got to remove Anthony Davis from the picture because he was hurt and he could not play. Other than LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, tell me the players on that team in the main rotation.
I mean, like I said, I'm be honest with you. I don't have the whole goddamn roster in front of me, so I'll just be going off the top of my head. I'm not as sharp on the Lakers as you are, but I know them, and I know that the last year, you feel me? It is what it is. They still should have made the playoffs last year. You got Russell Westbrook on your team. Now you can say he this, he that. You're LeBron James. You know, you can take control of this offense. You know, there's things that you can do. You know, you don't just bring guys on your team, give them the cold shoulder, give them your ass kiss. You know,
no, hold on, Flight.
This is what he does.
Okay, Flight. Flight. If I don't care how nice of a hooper you are, if I drop you off and I put 4 YMCA players on your team, and you try to walk into a gym and beat me and my 5D1 guys, you are going to lose every time. And I don't care how good of an individual player you are. You act like one player can all of a sudden just astronomically improve everybody else. And the fact remains that last year, we're talking about on this Laker roster, you had Kent Bazemore. Can y'all remind me, where's Kent Bazemore playing right now? Oh, he's at home. They had Trevor Ariza. Can y'all remind me who is Trevor Ariza play for right now? Oh, I forgot. He's at home.
Anthony too.
Hold on. Yeah, we can go to Carmelo. Hold on, Flight. Where's Carmelo Anthony at right now, you guys? If he's so good, he's at home. Hold on. We can keep going. No, Flight. No, hold on, Flight. Hold on, Flight.
I can't let you do that.
Flight, hold on. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to prove a point. They had Avery Bradley, remember the defensive stopper. Can anybody here tell me where Avery Bradley's playing right now? Oh, he's at home. Oh, hold on, Flight.
I'll be back in an hour.
Okay. Hold on. We're gonna go to Shandy Brown. Oh, I forgot. He's on somebody's G League team. Hold on. We're gonna go to Darren Collison. Oh, he's not in the league no more. He doing training videos on YouTube. Oh, okay. Let's go to Siko Dembayu. Oh, he ain't in the league no more. He's in the G League. We're going to go to Wayne Ellington. Oh, he is not relevant anymore. I don't even know if he's on an NBA roster right now. All right. We're going to go to one of the worst signings in NBA history, THT. Can y'all tell me how many minutes he's getting per game on a bad Utah Jazz team? Can anybody tell me? Is he a fringe rotational guy on a bad Utah Jazz team with absolutely no star power? We got Stanley Johnson. We saw how Stanley Johnson looked on the opposite side yesterday when he was with the Spurs. Absolutely no impact. So all of a sudden, LeBron James is supposed to play with these guys. Majority of these guys not in the league anymore, but he was supposed to propel this group without Anthony Davis into the playoffs. That's what he was supposed to do. If LeBron James would have been able to get this group to the playoffs, that would have been one of the greatest sports accomplishments in NBA history. Just to get them to the playoffs. The fact that I don't take none of that in consideration. And the saddest part about that is Flight is on his channel every day talking about how LaMelo Ball needs more help. He ain't got this, he ain't got that. They ain't drafting here, they ain't drafting that. I ain't never heard him say LaMelo Ball, who can be wildly inefficient, numbers aren't impactful. LaMelo Ball get 30. Charlotte Hornets get blasted by fucking 50. LaMelo had his 50. What the others do? This is what I mean, y'all. People will walk around when it comes to LeBron for their favorite player, they can't keep the same energy. And if y'all don't believe me about Flight, and this is, look, salute to Flight. But this is what they say about LaMelo Ball. So LaMelo Ball can get help. You can push for help, but LeBron James at 38 years old, he can't ask for no help.
Can you hear me, Lamar?
Yeah, salute, Spiffy, man. What you got on this, man?
They be putting unrealistic expectations on this man. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like most of this stuff that people be saying, it be like casual takes, and they really don't be having no facts to back up what they be saying. And I feel like most of the people just don't like how he plays, so they use anything. They use anything to like diminish whatever he do. Just like that clip you played when that man said he had no impact on winning, but they not talking about he missing his best play, like one of his best players. You feel me? Like, they not giving context of why he losing and why things is going the way it is. So that's how I feel.
Context.
That is all facts right there. Hold on, let me drop this link in the chat to get a few more people in here. Let me go to Switch Life. Switch Life, what you got on this, man?
Shit, man. Like I said, when you say impact on winning, that's a real blanketed statement. Break down how he's not impacting winning. Talk about the defense, or talk about how he's not getting his teammates involved in the fourth quarter. Talk about his free throw shooting. Talk about something specifically instead of making a blanketed statement, man. That's casual shit, like the last dude just said. That's some casual ass shit.
And Switch Life, the funny thing about it is, last week I was hearing the narrative that LeBron James was struggling in the fourth quarter. And then when you do your homework, LeBron James leads the NBA in fourth quarter points. So now you have to explain that lie. Like, they people making up so many lies. And then you get caught in the lie. First, they say he's not performing in the fourth quarter because they might see one game where he doesn't play superhumanly in the fourth. And then they try to claim that he's, not performing. The numbers over this course of this year is that he leads the NBA in fourth quarter points. And then people are going to say, well, he's stat padding in the fourth. And if he's stat padding in the fourth, then all you have to do to go to point differential. Points for and points against.
I said if he was getting 30 points on 40% shooting, I would be like, you got a stronger case. But like, come on, man, he putting that ball in the bucket at a high clip every night.
Extremely high clip, man. That's what I don't get, man. I don't get it. We got Mahmoud in here. What you got on this?
What's up? Well, there's some bull. Can I curse in here, or is that not allowed?
Nah, we try to limit the cussing, man. We got to limit it because the algorithm be picking up on it.
Yeah. I got you. So, we all know ain't no player in history can do it all on his own. He needs some impactful players with him to come along the way. You can't expect someone, especially in year 20, nonetheless, to pick up some G Leaguers up with him to the playoffs. That's number one. Number two, LeBron right now is delving into a territory that no player before him has delved into. He's in year 20 still in a high efficiency in his play. When he gets on the court, he's scoring, he's assisting, he's doing what he has to do. It's just this unreal expectations put on him by his fans and his haters. So you gotta take into account that he's in year 20, is still performing at this high level. He's warping people's perception into what type of play that he's playing right now. Because in year 20, you're not supposed to be that. But because he's doing it, people have lost the perception they have that someone in year 20 is still doing that. So they still judging him in the year 10 or year 8 or something like that. You just have to give him the right people around him so he can get you what the result that you want. You can't expect him with AD out for like half the season and G Leaguers around him to be performing and making out all those BS about him not performing in the fourth quarter or something like that. I saw the stats. He's the most one he had. He's the guy with the most fourth quarter points in the league right now. Behind him is Kyrie. So it just I wish that they pick some arguments that they can defend, not something that a Google search can obliterate. That's all I want. Some intelligent debate in this.
That's facts right
I
there.
got a
DJ,
quick
man.
question.
Yeah, what's up?
Didn't somebody say? I think the flight dude said he shouldn't be missing the playoffs every year besides the bubble. But they was in the playoffs the one year when they lost to Phoenix and AD got hurt.
Yeah.
So they made the playoffs besides the bubble year. So you know what I'm saying?
And
Hey, what's good, Lamont?
Hey, salute to Aaron, Lakers. Is that Lakers Nation?
Yes, sir.
Salute, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man.
What's happening?
Because just by your name, it sounds like you're a Laker fan, man. I know
For
you
sure.
got what is. I mean, so as a Laker fan, because I'm assuming you were a Laker fan before LeBron got there. Now that
That's
you
a
got
fact.
LeBron,
That's a fact.
do you feel as a Laker fan that the things that LeBron James is doing on the court are unimpactful, and that he needs to change his game? It's not the others.
Not at all. Not for
What
one
do you
second.
see, man?
Not at all. Not for 1 second. What LeBron is doing right now, that shit is unrealistic. Like, can't nobody in 38 do that shit. Like, that's totally different. And what he's doing right now, that's who can do that shit in 38? Nobody. Can't nobody do that shit no more in 38. Nigga, that nigga supposed to be scoring like 15, 20, 25. And he ain't supposed to be in no 50-point range. And for him to do this, bro, come on, man.
Man, hey, I keep trying to tell y'all, look, man, this is where people went wrong with Kobe, right? As opposed to just appreciating what we were seeing from Kobe. People use those last few down years to just go ahead and take their cheap shots, call them inefficient, not good, and then when he has an untimely pass, and now all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of fake Kobe fans coming out the blue saying he better than Mike. Just now they have to exaggerate how good he was. You have to over elevate him because you spent so much time hating him. And is that what you're gonna do to LeBron? Y'all just gonna hate on him?
They hate that nigga. They hate that nigga so bad. It is crazy. That shit has skyrocketed to the damn moon. The shit is retarded. Like, they doing that shit because they just don't like this man. For what?
Hey, I'm trying to figure it out. Let me give a shout out real quick. Salute to Derrick Henry in the Cash App, and salute to Best of 7 Sports, man. Make sure y'all check out Best of 7 Sports podcast as well. But salute to those two for hitting the Cash App today, man. Definitely appreciate y'all supporting the channel. But let me get, before we open it up to everybody, just to chop it up. Let me get to because I got a couple people that haven't had their take. I'm gonna get to DJ, and then I'm gonna go to Hollywood down there who just popped in. But DJ, man, what you got on this? DJ, you with us? All right, hold on. DJ ain't ready. Let me move on. We got Amara in here. Amara, what's good? Your mic on?
Yeah, is it on?
Yeah, you good. You good. Wait, what you got on this?
Well, I'm gonna just say this for starters. It's a pleasure talking to you for the first time.
Yes, sir.
But but back to the topic. Yeah, I've never seen so much hate for like one guy. We should be. I'm so damn impressed. After 20 years, because he's 3 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like I remember because I was in high school. I was focused on California guys like Nick Young and Collison. But I was hearing about this LeBron guy. And stuff. I admit at first I was one of those haters in a way, like, oh, all he does is just dunk. But then but I just like, no, I'm gonna watch him. The more and more I watch him, it's like, wow. But the fact that he's still explosive at this age, at 38, when a lot of guys when they're 29 or 30, like look at Blake Griffin, for instance.
Facts.
He lost his ups when he was 29 because of the knee injuries. LeBron, he's been, I don't know, I want some of his blessing, some of it is luck, but at the same time, I'm appreciating this, which is why I'm going to buy me a ticket to a Clipper Laker game to see this great player. Because this is you don't see guys like this every day.
And
We
see,
should.
this is what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this on that note.
Okay, go ahead.
That shit is not cool. How they treating this man right now. That shit is not cool at all. Because they like Jordan so much, they would say anything just to tear this man down. Anything to please the damn Jordan people. They'll say any damn thing to crucify this man. That's why he almost got into a fight at the game with one of them Clipper dudes. He almost got into a fight at the game that night.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I saw the video. I mean, I wouldn't want to say they almost got in a fight. He definitely stopped and just like kind of stared the dude down. They were so far away from each other. I don't think nothing really was going to happen, but that was just a fan heckling right there. I thought it was kind of funny, guy messing with him. They struggling against the Clippers. I think that was during the Clipper game, and they were struggling. I think that was just one of them games where LeBron was just thinking, man, I wish I had AD and Rui here to help match the size of this team, man. And that's
see,
what you kind of
say. This is why I say I hope he leave this garbage ass team and go to Golden State. If he does that, I'm laughing at everybody. Everybody that said he was gonna survive, they was gonna survive when he leave. I want to see that. I want to see what the energy gonna be next year. I want to see what all the energy gonna be next year when he leaves.
We'll see. We'll see. Hold on, let me go to Hollywood, who just pulled up in the chat. Hollywood, what you got on this?
What's good, man?
What's good?
I don't think it's hate, man. Some people hate. It's blatant hate, but I just think LeBron, man, he great player. Let me start off by saying that. Great, one of the greatest to ever play. I just think most people see through. He got a lot of excuses too, man, when he lose and stuff like that, man. It just, I just think people see that part.
Like what? Like, give me an example of excuses.
Excuses when he went to the podium, said his hand was broke. Excuses like that. He got excuses like dude, like, you one of the greatest players to ever play. Like, win, lose, or draw. You just lost, bro. You win some, you lose some. But he got a lot of excuses. Lamont, can you agree with me on that?
No, I mean, because over the course of a 20-year career, you just gave me one excuse. When I think back on his career, that is one moment that I even criticized him for. I was like, you don't have to mention that. And at the end of the day, he still played pretty good, even with the hand injury, whether it was injured or not. So it's not like he didn't show up that time. But what I'm saying is,
LeBron shows up.
Over the course of 20 years, if you say he always has excuses, then I would hear a track record of a ton of excuses. I don't hear that from LeBron. I hear a whole bunch of fan talking points and things that stem from fans, but you rarely hear LeBron really talk. And he's been mindful of the things that he says because he knows of the perception that some of the things the media might spin it as excuses. So a lot of times he don't even really talk to that level. So that's why I asked you, when you say excuses, what are these things that he's saying, especially when we talking about the struggles of last year? They missed the playoffs. And then obviously the early season struggles this year. This year, I thought he did a great job of staying positive, not letting people get too down on Russ, right? Always being overly positive of Russell Westbrook. Look, he's going to get it together. He's a great player. We believe in, no excuses. We going to get better, X, Y, and Z. But then I'm still hearing the people say, where's this narrative of excuses coming from? If you had to go, how many years ago did he say something about his wrist? We talking, that's years ago.
That was 2018.
So we talking, if you had to go back, if you had to go back that far just to give me an excuse, is he really been dishing out that many excuses? I think everybody's allowed one excuse every 4 years.
But
that ain't bad. That ain't a bad ratio.
But at the same time, bro, like.
But I'm gonna say this. Hold on. But I'm gonna say this. See, when Michael do it, Michael said every time I try to take the last shot, I failed a lot. See, they don't bring that kind of shit up. They don't bring that. When he said that in the tape that he made, see, they don't bring that kind of shit up. They don't say nothing about that. They let that slide.
Man, look,
see,
Mike ain't never had nobody forget the score of a fucking finals game, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro.
No, but when LeBron do it, oh, now it's a problem. But when Jordan do it, it's cool. Okay.
This ain't about Jordan or LeBron, though.
But I just want to know,
it's
like,
the narrative, bro.
All I'm saying is,
Jordan,
if you're gonna say it's excuses, then you got to give me a track record of excuses, especially over the last 2 years when things have been rough for the Lakers the last 2 years. You would think if there was any time to dish out excuses, it would be when things are going the worst. Over the last 2 to 3 years, what examples of excuses to excuse this poor play have we heard from LeBron James? I've heard a ton of accountability. I've heard more accountability than I've heard excuses. If you've been honest, and I'm not a Laker fan, I'm a Blazer fan.
I'm not either. I'm just saying, man. I peep and watch his body language and shit when he losing and shit, and especially even when he got all his horses and he loses, his body language change up. You know what I mean? Like, and you LeBron though, man. I didn't seen it way too many times, man. I like LeBron though. I ain't no hate.
Yeah, I can't disagree with the body language.
But this is where when it comes to body language, this is where I also feel people are not being fair, because just last night, and nobody's going to talk about this, but we saw Steph Curry get mad at Jordan Poole, not just get mad at him, throw his mouthpiece, get ejected, and could have cost his team the game because Jordan Poole took a bad shot. That's bad body language, and he almost cost his team the game. Yet where are all the videos of people saying Steph Curry is costing his team games? He's showing bad body language. He's a bad teammate. We just did that last night. If LeBron James would have threw his mouthpiece and got attacked and almost cost his team the game, it would have been at least 2,000 videos up right now, live streams going, talking about how LeBron James is a bad teammate. But when you, like I said, Steph just did this last night. We have yet to see LeBron James do something of that magnitude. Steph just did it last night. So when I hear y'all talk about this bad body language, do y'all really even care? Nope. Because we just saw an example of it with one of the top 10 players in the league, right? It would have been a great talking point, but nobody's talking about it because it's Steph. And Steph is the one of the most liked players. He's one of the more lovable figures in the league, right? But we hate LeBron. So when LeBron sits on the bench, right, he puts his hand on his head, maybe might be frustrated. You know, obviously there have been Laker basketball has been frustrating to watch. I mean, and there's just been a lot. But at the end of the day, you know,
let me say this,
can he improve his body language? Yes, but again, it's easier said than done, y'all.
It's noticeable though. We can say it's noticeable.
Lamont, let me say this. See, when he does that, that's the bullshit I be talking about. When he get frustrated, niggas want to do stupid shit. Oh, why he sitting over there pouting? Why he doing this? Why he doing that? Nigga, the damn team suck.
Team don't suck. Don't say that. Team don't suck. The team not sorry, bro. Don't say that. They just got injuries. They got injuries. People out. Team not sorry though. Don't do that.
But I bet you, if he was happy-go-lucky in the court, they'd be saying, "Why is he happy on a losing team?"
Hey,
he doesn't care.
Hey, listen. Let me say this. A lot of people don't understand. LeBron James want to win. He want to get his stats too. You can do both. It ain't just one or the other. You know what I'm saying? It's a medium. You're gonna get your stats, and that's a part of winning.
Yeah, I
mean, it's natural for him to be frustrated if the team is playing bad. But I'm just saying, like, at times his body language is noticeable for him being the leader of the team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't think people hate LeBron like y'all saying. He's one of the top 5 greatest players to ever play, man. I don't think the hate. I mean, you got ESPN, you got Fox, you got the media. The media don't hate LeBron, so he gets.
Yes, they do.
Hey, you said the media.
No, some people.
That's a lie, bro.
Some people do.
That's a lie, bro.
Some people in the media, but ESPN, nah. You barely.
Lakers going to the playoffs.
You barely got talking heads that speak bad about LeBron.
I said,
Rarely,
bro. Steve just said every day, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Who?
Don't do that.
The Lakers.
Stephen, bro, you got Stephen A. saying he can't do anything to pass Mike. Don't do that, bro. Don't lie like that.
That's his opinion.
That's his opinion.
That's his opinion.
But you
And
saying
that's
nobody
cool.
does that. That's a
That's
lie,
his
bro.
opinion, and that's cool.
That's not talking
That's a
bad about
lie.
LeBron saying he can't pass Mike. How's
Yeah.
that talking bad about him?
But,
That's just
okay,
that's
bro.
just his opinion. But
Yeah,
but-
if he think Mike is better than him, how's that talking
No,
bad
I
about
get
him?
no,
LeBron
I get
number
that,
2 all time.
but
That's not
to
talking
say-
bad about him.
But to say he can't do
He got
anything,
LeBron
bro,
ranked number
That's
two
his
behind Jordan.
opinion.
Yeah, it's still
Let's
his
stop
opinion.
that, bro. Don't
It's
do
like
that.
That's his opinion.
most
Come
of the
on,
people
Paul
aren't
Pierce
like.
said Bron number 2 all time. He said Bron the GOAT before.
I get that. But like I said, people like Rob Parker talking about some he came to be Michael B. Jordan and he won't win, like just dumbass shit like that, bro.
Hey.
But when he win, they don't stand on that shit, bro.
That's one
Like,
person though, bro. I mean, you know,
bro,
people
it's
got
more-
their preferences. People got their
Hey,
preferences. He more old school. He like old school players. I mean, that's not. I don't see that hate.
At least he
and
got
saying
him
Bro,
ranked
that
number two
old
behind
school
Jordan.
shit is
Hey,
so overrated.
y'all, I'm
Number
curious.
two behind Jordan.
I think we all know. Here's the funny thing, and this is why I say LeBron is damned if he does. Right, we all know what the repercussions for LeBron is going to be if they don't make the playoffs, or if they,
Exactly.
lose and they have a bad year. But on the flip side of that, if Anthony Davis gets healthy, if this trade with Rui works out, if Russ continues to play at this level, let's say they make a crazy run and they have a ton of success this year, we all know exactly what the talking point is going to be. It's going to be the same talking point that we heard in 2020.
Yep.
Anthony
but
Davis
hey,
is carrying LeBron.
Yep.
LeBron need all this
but you
help.
didn't realize
LeBron need Hall of Famers to win. Like if he wins, it's just like the haters are gonna revert back to the old talking points. And then if he's losing, then he's supposed to be, I don't know. Like there's nothing he can do. Like there's no middle ground with him. Nobody's ever gonna give him a fair assessment. If he's losing, it's all on him. If he wins, it's because he had super team level help.
I think there are people that do give him a fair assessment. I think what's interesting is everybody knows Skip Bayless is probably the biggest hater, and I would actually say that he has contributed to the narrative that we're talking about right now. 20 years later, he's probably contributed to it more. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you just look at his Twitter feed, I mean, the stuff that he says about LeBron, like no matter what is happening, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's crazy.
Well,
and
see,
they're
look,
actually
I'ma say this,
liking it,
but I'ma
retweeting
say
stuff. I'm
this.
like, man.
I'm gonna say this on that note. You see, when Shannon asked him to come to the game with him, you see how he said, "Nah, I don't want to go," because he knew LeBron was gonna come over there and test that ass. He already knew that.
Yeah, I mean, I think LeBron, by not ever responding to Skip, that's like the biggest slap in the face ever. Like it's almost like there's only been one time that I know of that he had even acknowledged Skip, saying he was like his Harry Cosell or something like that. That was like way back when. But the fact that LeBron has not even acknowledged that the dude even exists in the last like 15 years is hilarious because he spends his whole career like talking about LeBron, making his whole career off LeBron. So I think that's part of the reason why people have the narrative of LeBron. Like I've defended LeBron like when people say, "Oh, he's not clutch," right? And I'll pull up a video, right, that's 20 minutes long from 2003 just to 2012, just in that 9-year stretch of all the clutch shots that he's hit. It's a 20-minute video, right? And that's just the first like 9-10 years. So the dude has been clutch, but this whole narrative that he can't close, it all came from Skip. And people are too lazy, in my opinion, to actually look into the details of the statistics of him and look into the details. Now we're talking about the initial question is, does he still impact the game as far as winning? His plus minus is extremely high right now. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude's minus when he's off the court, it's something ridiculous. Like they're like minus like 100 and something, and they're like plus. I think like a week ago they were like plus 89 when he was on the court and minus like 100 something when he was off. So his plus minus is ridiculous. So that if you're talking about impacting winning, that's what impacting winning is from a statistics standpoint. But is he the LeBron that in 2007 led that? Basically, he led us. We might as well have been on that team, and he basically led that team all the way to the finals. Is he going to do that? No, because he's not going to have the energy to do that. You know what I'm saying? But why would he 20 years in? You know what I'm saying? And I think like what you guys were saying earlier about it is just being unrealistic. Like we have to be realistic, man. Like, I'm 39, bro, and if I go to just your local gym, I don't expect myself to do the same stuff I was doing 5 years ago in the local gym. So how can we expect LeBron and hold him to that high of a standard? He's 38 playing on the highest level of basketball that you can play in the world, and he's still arguably a top 6, top 7 player. You know what I mean? So I think we just got to be realistic. And at the end of the day, like, I was never a huge like Kobe fan, but man, at some point I was like, this dude is phenomenal. I'm going to enjoy him. You know what I mean? Even though I wasn't necessarily rooting for him, rooting for the Lakers, I was objective and I was saying, man, Kobe is a phenomenal talent. He's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. I'm going to enjoy this guy while he's here, while he's playing. I think that's what everybody should just do with LeBron. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's facts right there.
Yeah, I just think.
Hold on, somebody got an echo going on. Hold on, who has that echo? I don't hear it now, but make sure y'all mute anything you got going on in the background, so we don't get that echo back. What was you about to say? Was that Wesley?
No, that was me.
Oh yeah,
okay.
somebody else.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just nobody above criticism, man. I just, in my view, you know what I mean. Nobody above criticism. You one of the greatest players to ever play, man. You ain't above criticism. You 38 years old. That's your age is your age, man. You still on the court playing, so people gonna criticize you. That come with it, the good and the bad. So, when
but it's got to be realistic, though, my guy.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, criticism is criticism, though. People's opinion gonna be their opinion, just like your opinion.
I don't think so. I don't think criticism is criticism. I'm gonna tell you why. If you have that's like you having a child, right? And the child just turned 1 year old and you yelling at him for not being able to walk. Why aren't you walking? Why aren't you running yet? That doesn't make any sense. It's a kid. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about context. You got to give context. So criticism is good. Constructive criticism is good. And if I'm going to be all the way 100, since we're all on here, if I'm going to be all the way 100, this is a problem that we got in our community, period. Hating on each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget basketball. We just hate on each other, period.
It ain't that many people. It ain't that many people hate on LeBron. If that's the case.
There's a lot of people that hate on him, but there's a lot of people that love him too.
That's what I'm saying. It's more love. It's more love than hate. Dude still led the NBA All-Star votes, man. What that tell you?
There's
people love LeBron.
There's a lot of people that love him.
Yeah, you got people that go against.
Yeah. But Herm, let's get back to. I want you to address the original talking point, the talking point that I'm trying to address, and we're specifically talking about the flawed logic of people running around crying and trying to convince us that LeBron James's numbers are not impactful. Rob Parker, people are specifically saying his numbers are not impactful because they're trying to devalue what he's about to accomplish in the passing up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They're trying to devalue that for a reason. There's players like Shaquille O'Neal who said, if that man passes Kareem as the all-time scorer, I gotta place him as the GOAT. There's a ton of players that are starting to say that now, and it's just like now all of a sudden, people then hit the alarm. We got to come up with a new plan now. We can't have everybody using this scoring leader to boost him as the GOAT. How do we devalue it? Now it seems like the new plan now is to try to trick us into saying, oh, his numbers really ain't that impactful, y'all. Because that's the new. How do you explain that? Do you believe his numbers aren't impactful? And if you believe they aren't impactful, then tell us why. Break it down why his numbers aren't impactful.
Well, I mean, it all depends how. I really didn't. Well, how did Rob really preface everything that he said, though? Did he intellectually explain why he said what he said, or he just made a bold statement? Was it a bold statement that he made?
I could play the video for you.
He's been saying it. It's not the first time he said it. He's been saying it for weeks.
I understand why he's saying it, though.
I would like to know what he's saying, though. I would like to know.
I understand why he's saying it.
Really broke that down.
Well, my thing is, like I said, I believe the only reason why he's saying it is because LeBron is going to be passing. Because remember, we weren't hearing this. LeBron's numbers aren't impactful. We weren't hearing this 5 years ago. We weren't here. We didn't even hear this the year that they lost to Phoenix in the playoffs. It was only when he got extremely close. Now that he's getting close to passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and players are coming out saying if he passes Kareem, he's the GOAT. Now all of a sudden, people are trying to convince us that it's easy to score 30 in this league, and that his numbers, even though he's getting to 30, which is impressive, only 6 people in the league are averaging 30. They're trying to convince us that it's not an impactful 30, even though it's highly efficient. And I'll play the video for you if you want to hear what Rob Parker has to say. It's just a snippet of what he said. Hold on, let me get it on the screen here, and you can hear for yourself and give us your thoughts on it.
Who Chris is, and you saw it last year when he averaged 30. It sounds impressive. They couldn't make the play-in game where 20 of the 30 teams make the playoffs, and LeBron and other guys, you only need 2 people in the NBA. And you could say whatever Westbrook was a year ago and AD was hurt, and I get that. But really, they couldn't be one of the top 10 teams in to get into the play-in game. I think that's an indictment of LeBron and what he's doing, and that the numbers really don't matter. Chris is, and you saw it.
All right, there you have it right there. There you go, Herm.
I got to say something.
Hold on. Let me let Herm finish his thought, y'all. Let me let Herm finish his thought.
What he said, I don't think he really went crazy on that. I think he bring it up effect the last 3 years. The last 3 years, yes, he been playing exceptional, but at the same time, the effect on the team. Normally, when LeBron James play at a high level, he normally controls every aspect of the game, and his team would win 50, 60 wins with ease. So I think he kind of looking at it in that sense, and I believe that if you going off what he just said, the last few years it has been that he got his numbers, but it ain't really affected the team. He really can't carry a team like he used to. So that's why I think he really saying.
So
I don't think
when you say that LeBron James,
I don't think he's trying to discredit his numbers though. I don't think he's trying to discredit it. He just basically saying, he get his numbers, but shit, they still can't win.
So what we talking about is LeBron making other players better? And so we could just look to this year. When I look at hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on, Herm. Yeah, hold on. Let's just go down the list. When you look at a player like Austin Reeves, last year and this year, this has been one of the most consistent pieces. I don't think anybody thought Austin Reeves was going to be a significant piece on this Laker team. Playing next to LeBron James, I don't think he can have this level of success playing alongside anybody else. I believe LeBron has had a direct impact on Austin Reeves. When you look at Thomas Bryant, so the funny thing is I said at the beginning of the year, I think Thomas Bryant's going to be a great addition. It was the people who didn't know who Thomas Bryant was, which was most Laker fans, who said he was a bum and that got injured. Nobody knew who he was. Now all of a sudden we see Thomas Bryant playing great. That has to have a direct correlation to LeBron. And then when you talk about the Troy Brown Jr., a guy that was relegated to the bench most of his time in the NBA when he was with, I think, Minnesota, and he was with Washington, he's found a new role. I think, man, just because they haven't put it together where they've won a ton of games, which it seems like they're starting to put it together now, it doesn't mean he's still not making guys better. You still need a complete team to win games. So, I mean, to say he's not having an impact, he's making guys look really good to me. I don't know where the narrative is coming from.
I think he's making. Oh, go ahead, bro.
But Lamont, I think Russ actually, for us, when LeBron set out those games, I think Russ got those role players going like the Austin Reeves of the world, and those guys going.
But Herm, we know you're lying when you say that, though. But we know you're lying.
How am I lying? How am I lying?
Because never in NBA history has anybody said that Russ is making other people around him better.
Man, Russ have made other players.
No, hold on, but Herm, that's what I'm saying, Herm. Like right now, this is what I mean.
KD,
like,
he was going to the
hold on,
Herm.
Hold on, Herm. All I'm asking, Herm. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Herm. All I'm asking is that just stop lying for just for the
How the fuck
just for the
I'm
next.
lying? How the
Hold
fuck
on,
I'm
Herm.
lying? And you
Hold on, Herm. I'm just saying for the
nobody ain't
next.
motherfucking lying, man.
Herm, hold on, Herm.
Stop that bullshit, the month.
Hold on, Herm. For the next 30
You
minutes.
try to say a motherfucking line.
Hold on, Herm. Hold on, Herm. All I'm saying is for the next 30 minutes, try to come with some real basketball takes and stop lying. Like nobody in basketball history is really set. There's only one player in NBA history who can walk around and consistently say, I think Russ helped me. And that's probably Steven Adams. Outside of that, there's absolutely no player in NBA history, especially when you look at the faces of some of these others when Russ do some of the wild, crazy stuff. I don't believe he's having a direct impact. Him making a good drop down pass to Thomas Bryant every now and then is not what's making him better. I don't know. But one thing I know with Herm is I know Herm is smarter than that. And by him trying to give the credit to Russ as opposed to giving it to LeBron, a guy that showed us over 20 years of playing basketball, that he has a track record of making players better. You can't all of a sudden tell me that the player that's making the guys better is Russ, who's never done that in his career. But we have a 20-year track record of LeBron doing it. All of a sudden, it's no longer LeBron making them better. It's Russ.
You finna make me give everybody what they want. They want to see this side of me. I be trying to be good.
I want the smoke.
I be trying to be cool on your panel because I'm trying to respect your channel.
Go ahead and let it out, Herm.
I'm gonna give these motherfuckers what they want. See,
let's hear it.
This the problem with LeBron Nation right here.
Oh man,
See,
here it goes.
This the problem with y'all goddamn fans. Y'all criticize all these other niggas as fans and players, but y'all motherfuckers do the same shit and be hypocritical, just like them other motherfuckers be. Y'all don't keep the same motherfucking energy. Y'all make excuses. Y'all blame this, blame that. Man, let's just be real, man. Let's just be real. Niggas would respect LeBron more and actually would live in the moment and actually celebrate his greatness if y'all motherfuckers don't create the hypocrisy that y'all create. Y'all downgrade legends just to boost the motherfucker up.
No, we don't.
I'm sick of that. Yes, the fuck y'all do. I'm sick of this shit. Yes, the fuck y'all do. At the end of the day, all LeBron fans, y'all can kiss my ass. And I cook every one of y'all one by motherfucker one.
No,
if
you
it
won't,
come down
man.
to it, yes, the fuck I would. Because end of the day, my nigga, let's be 100. Let me put it back on the goddamn big screen. Nigga, end of the day, my nigga did it in 13 years. I count the Washington Wizards years, but my nigga was hurt, missed 66 games, and he came back on and played 17 games. So he really only played 13 motherfucking years.
Actually,
and
11.
No, it ain't because he played a total of 15, nigga. So I count
No,
the Washington Wizards years because he
missed
played.
his second year. He missed his second year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he played a total of 13. That's what
If you don't count,
he played a total of 13.
No. You subtract the 2 years that he played with the Bulls because he missed one injury. And then he had one where he came back where he played like 17, 18 games because it was I think it was 94, 95. So you scrap those seasons, so it's basically 11 full seasons.
Nah, but though Washington, the numbers that he got in Washington contributed to.
Oh, so you're gonna count the Washington
points that he got?
Okay,
I count the Washington years.
Okay, cool.
I actually
So that's
count the
13.
Washington years. So I'm telling motherfuckers this: if my motherfucker didn't miss them years in his prime, he would have broke the motherfucking record.
Nah,
they got it.
My nigga averaged 30 for his career. He averaged 30 for his career.
So why did he retire then?
That nigga was
Since we want to fucking go there, why did he retire then?
I'm gonna go there. It's deeper than rap when it comes to that retirement shit.
Yeah,
Why he retired? I think the league had more to do with that than him just retiring. So the league had a lot to do with that.
As far as what?
You're gonna go the gambling route, huh?
No, it's neither here nor there. I can't speak on that because I might get sued. Goddamn, I ain't trying to get sued because I'm gonna do it for our bankruptcy.
So why would the league want him out the league and he's the cash cow for the league, bro? That makes no sense, bro.
You can't say a nigga that averaged 30 for his career that scored over 2,000 motherfucking points a goddamn season. You can't act like that motherfucker went out and broke that motherfucking record. He didn't miss years in the middle of his motherfucking prime.
Why did he retire, bro?
And that nigga would have went to 8 straight finals and won 8.
We don't know. We don't know that. We don't know that. So stop it.
I'm gonna tell you how this fuck y'all, cause y'all be celebrating LeBron ass when he made the 8 straight finals in the weak ass East and shit in a weak ass East back then. So
how's the East? How was the
exactly?
East?
It was weak with Jordan too, according to y'all. So they both played
It
weak
was.
ass Eastern Conference.
It
All right,
was.
they both
Lamont,
played
let
weak
Bang
ass
up.
This
conference.
nigga had Dan Marley Garden
Man,
and Jeff
fuck
Hornacek,
Bang too, goddamn. I'm
Hershey
sick of
Hawkins.
these goddamn LeBron
You
fanboys.
guys remember
Fuck
those
all
names?
y'all
Hershey Hawkins,
motherfuckers.
Dan
Name that
Marley,
goddamn one.
Thunder Dan was guarding him.
Hey, Stern, I don't need no motherfucking
You didn't have
wood.
Kawhi Leonard
I
guarding
don't
him.
need
Yo,
shit.
yo,
I'm just
hold on,
talking my shit.
yo.
I'm
Let
just
me
talking
hold on.
my shit.
Hold on.
I'm just talking my
Wait.
shit.
Hey, let me get in on this. I was
Jordan was cooking Thunder Dan Marley.
but
He'll cook Kawhi too, though.
hey,
All right,
He would cook him. He would cook him too.
guess what? Guess who
But
LeBron
it'd be
was
harder.
cooking? Gerald
cook him,
Wallace.
man.
Gerald Wallace in the Charlotte
it's
Bobcats. He
it's
cooked
something y'all
Gerald
don't
Wallace.
realize. Hey, it's
Fuck
something y'all.
Gerald Wallace.
Hey, it's something
Fuck
y'all really
Gerald
don't
Wallace.
even. Hey, yo, it's something y'all don't even realize, bro. As I hear like a lot of these people from the Jordan side and LeBron side, bro, y'all really are like one in the same.
They do the same thing. That's right. That's my
y'all
whole
are one
point.
in the same. Let me explain though, bro. With what Rob Parker said, because like when it comes to like sports radio, because I went to broadcast school and I was like learning how sports radio and everything like that. So how you set up the show, like it's not like a surprise for that. So that they'll put the show notes together and people will pick a side. You can even look up what Kendrick Perkins exposed. Like they was like when the Phoenix Suns made it to the finals and they was debating on was this team a dynasty. And Kendrick Perkins like, I just take the side of it. So people do that. But when it comes to LeBron James, yes, it's a double-edged sword with LeBron. You can't talk bad about him, or you can't really say nothing good, because if you say something bad about him, you a hater. If you say something good about him, you a LeBron James night. You know what I'm saying? So it's never really like it's no happy middle with LeBron James.
But hold on, SB. But hold on, y'all. SB. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
SB. Facts, SB.
That's not true.
No, it's a double-edged sword.
Hold on. And I'm gonna tell you why SB is not true. I've made multiple videos criticizing LeBron. When I made my video on LeBron James, and when I was really down on him about even though you're on a team that's not playing up to expectation, and I made that video talk about his bad body language and how nobody was in my comments calling me a LeBron hater. You know, whenever I've said anything, because
they were scared of you, nigga. That's right. They were scared of you.
Come on, y'all. I don't need y'all ad libs, man. What I'm saying is, when y'all say you can't talk bad about LeBron, I know that's a lie because I've done it multiple videos. Right? I've called him out on multiple occasions, and nobody walks around calling me a LeBron hater. See what happens with Rob Parker. This is why I read off the list of all of Rob Parker's statements. Yep. Because Rob Parker is looked at as a hater because he has no balance. LeBron James has a 20-year career. There's a lot of positive. There's some negative you can talk about. But when I go through his 20-year track record talking about LeBron, and I can't find one positive statement, and it's been all negative, that tells me right there you have one narrative, and that's to be a hater. Yeah, that's just to hate. So people try to act like you can't say, you can talk bad, you can criticize LeBron. Mm-hmm. It's a lie when people say you can't do that. Yeah. It's just the people that hate on LeBron, all they do is hate. They don't balance it with positive takes. When you see something positive, it's just like this. Look at Mookie's channel, for example. Mookie literally waits until LeBron loses a game. LeBron James choked in the fourth. LeBron James is the fraud. They might win 3 games in a row. He's silent. Yeah, they lose. LeBron James choked in the fourth. He literally waits till any potential moment to target it. And it's just like, bro, it's obvious that you just hate the man because you ain't had no balance. You have no balance in your take. And that just tells you. So when you see clear stuff like that, it's not hard. So I don't know. You can criticize LeBron. That's a lie.
That's my favorite player.
Lamont, you said the right thing though, because it's about your track record. Because I was going to say I'll let you finish the thing you said.
No, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, SB.
No, I didn't want to cut you off because you did the right thing. Over your track record, it shows that you have a happy medium. So when you do come out and criticize him, it's like, all right, what is Lamont coming from? What is he actually looking at that he sees that? It ain't like you said, like Mookie. He can't say nothing bad like now, but when you go have a track record of like maybe you've been saying like more on a positive side or you've been more on a bad side, you can't say nothing. Like I just seen people like Bang, and I can vouch for Bang that Bang knows what he's talking about. He has his facts and everything, and he'll say something bad like LeBron be bad. Oh damn, Bang, you switching sides on us, Bang. You know, and you're like, no, bro, he not. He's just because he be more on the LeBron side because LeBron his guy, but he comes with the facts and numbers, and sometimes people don't get past that. Like, I'm not saying Rob Parker does that because Rob Parker don't. He's because when sometimes people in that area they do push narratives either so they can have like so the whole show people agree, or they might have a narrative where they want to push they guy that they love. Because when we talking about the scoring record, yeah, I feel like this is phenomenal, but we cannot also act like people cared about it because nobody gave Kareem credit for him holding the record. But people now it's a thing, and then now it's not. Now people trying to play defensive, like it don't mean nothing, or now it does mean so much because LeBron going out there. And I feel like it's getting both value, overvalue, and devalue because we can't act like people care. We can't act like people cared about the record because everybody was like, no, that still don't make Kareem better than Jordan.
But we didn't think the record was reachable.
Nobody cared about it because it was untouchable. Yeah.
LeBron, you got to think about this. What LeBron is getting ready to do, because he's probably, let's say if he plays 3 more years and he ends at 42,000 points.
That's gonna be ridiculous.
So if he ends at 42,000 points, this is how unreachable it is. Because here's what people are thinking about. He's played 20 seasons, but he's played an additional 3 seasons in playoffs, right? So he's basically got 23 to 24 years of mileage on him, right? And basically people could say what they want about him load managing. He's basically played, in the first 15 years, he was playing 78 to 79 games, probably on average, right? So you're going to tell me this is why this record might not ever be broken, because you're going to have to play 20 plus years and average 25 to 26 plus points per game. This dude is going to have 42 to 43,000 points by the end of his career. And you're talking about a record that's never going to be broken, probably, because there's not going to be anybody that's going to be able to have. Because, like, look at people talk about Luka, right? And people are like, oh, man, Luka's going to have a chance, right? If you look at Luka's averages, the averages look good. But Luka's only played 60, 65 games a season. So he's already out of the equation. You look at people like Durant. Durant would have been somebody that maybe could have did it. Durant missed the whole entire year to injury. Like, it's not going to happen, bro. That's why
I think it will.
Here go another thing too, though, bro, because the Luka already came out and said, "I'm not playing that long."
Yeah, and he's not right. Yeah, he's not.
People don't understand the mental fortitude it takes to play that long and keep your body up that long.
Yeah, it's not
good, bro. People don't understand it. A lot of people mentally won't even make it. Forget their body hold up, because that's the first thing. I don't think people mentally can hold up to play good that long and last that long to play. Because Luke already said about 15 years. He said,
I'm going back to the crib.
I'm going to
the farm.
Yeah. Somebody will break it. Somebody will do it though. Somebody will come.
Oh yeah, and then also I want to get my point in on the
who's gonna break 42,000 points, bro?
Y'all see what Khalil said, man. Yeah. Khalil just hate, man.
He said a 90s fan before that successful surgery on your head. That's funny.
You're gonna have to
about LeBron being impactful too.
Two of them, Khalil. 2 surgeries in 48 hours. Man.
It's not that LeBron.
Man, y'all let Bang up, bro.
I'm trying Bang. Hit the link, Bang.
Salute to everybody.
Yeah, it's not that LeBron is.
Hold on, SB. I don't mean to cut you off. Let me get to Boss Life, because Boss Life been sitting there waiting on to get his take in. What you got on this, Boss Life?
Well, to say that when Herm was up there, that people are not hating on LeBron. There's clear hate everywhere, coming from every direction to LeBron. Everywhere. In the media, on every platform, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. So that's evident.
Well, Herm is a hater. Herm just likes to try to hide it.
Look, even when Herm was talking all soft or whatever,
Herm caused controversy, because I'm sick of how y'all niggas agreeing on every goddamn thing. Y'all gotta get some nuts on goddamn thing. Y'all ain't got no nuts, man.
No.
Y'all just agree. Oh man, I'm just gonna agree. And
but look,
be point blank line. Y'all
hold on, Herm. Let him finish his take, Herm. Let him finish his take, Herm.
It's not. See, we on YouTube, right? And some people say that LeBron is, they compare LeBron to Jordan or Kareem or whatever, right? And just like just like earlier, FYF said something about Shaq said if LeBron passed Kareem or whatever, you got to consider him the GOAT or whatever. There's been many of all-time
Fuck
greats.
that Uncle Tom.
There's
Come
been
on,
many
Herb.
of
You got to stop the cussing, bro. Stop, man. Come on, man.
there's been many of all-time greats that's already said that LeBron is better than Jordan. So I don't understand that you can't see. I mean, it's not just us. That's some people that say that LeBron is better than Jordan. It's greats that say LeBron is better than Jordan. So it's not just us, So you can't get mad at us. I mean, you can have your own opinion. You know what I mean? And as far as LeBron not impacting the game or whatever, I don't know if y'all look at stats. Some people like stats or whatever, but his total win share is like 249 or something like that. That's a high ass total win share. So, he impacts the game a lot, a lot. So I don't understand how he doesn't impact the game.
That's facts.
And for people to even think that he's supposed to be doing a lot of what he did earlier in his career now, that's crazy. Because name me one person that was doing what he's doing at his age right now. Not even Kobe was doing what young Kobe or mid whatever Kobe was doing at this age. He wasn't doing that at all.
Man, you're not gonna find
So
anybody that can do
nobody.
what he's doing at this. I don't
I mean,
know.
this man is
Let
still
me just.
jumping high.
I want to
This
get
man
back
is
to.
still doing so much, at this age, and he looks like he can still probably do it at 39 and 40. I mean, his body is he's just great. Like I mean, nobody's going to be doing this for a long time. So I don't understand why people are just doing that, but okay, it is what it is. It's still going to be haters everywhere. And it's just all because of when he came out of high school, and I think it's because when he left Cleveland the first time, people didn't like that part, and then when everybody started comparing him to Jordan and stuff like that. But I didn't see when, because this is one of the other things I heard. Because he wore the number 23 or whatever. Oh, why he wear the number 23? Because of Jordan. Okay. Now, why didn't anybody have a problem with what's his name from he played on Cleveland now? He got traded over there.
Hold on. You're going into a whole nother tangent now, man. You gotta.
No,
we gotta stay on.
I'm just saying.
Say about to bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back to where we at. You didn't win in a whole nother universe.
You can say the same thing for Jordan.
Capping. Stop capping.
It's NBA greats who say Jordan is the best, and it's NBA greats who do everything you say in the same thing for Jordan's side. So it's like you can argue both sides, bro.
Yeah.
LeBron gets a lot of love in the
Hey, look, and I don't want to turn this into Jordan versus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, try to avoid the Jordan versus LeBron thing.
Yeah, this is not Jordan versus LeBron. And I think that's what people try to alter. This conversation is about how it seems like every time, like right now, LeBron is about to break the unbreakable record. And it seems like everybody is on a mission to try to convince us that this record ain't as big of a deal. And that this record has become easier to achieve because scoring is so much easier in the NBA. Yet, when I sit here and watch these NBA games, I'm seeing guys make fadeaway, fall away, contested, crazy shots. Nobody really getting that many open looks. But yet people will tell you, oh, the NBA is so wide open. Guys are just shooting wide open shots. Nobody's getting defended. And I'm sitting here watching these games. If you watch, like I can pull up an NBA game right now. And we just start pulling up, like just let it play. You will not see very many just wide open shots. Guys are literally making, like when I saw that Clipper game against the Lakers, the Clippers were making ridiculous shots. They were making contested threes. I mean, you can't play no better defense. Like Darvin Ham said it best. It's just like sometimes these teams just got it that night. When they making shots at that clip, you can't really do nothing about it. Contested or not, this is how good offensive players are. But yet, people like Rob Parker try to convince us that ain't no defense being played.
Hey,
that it's just easy to score 30 in today's game.
FYF. The average scoring, and I just saw this the other day. The average scoring in the game, like what it is today, was that in the 70s or whatever. This is what they were scoring in the 70s. So, and Kareem was playing. So, if that was the average score in the 70s, and this is what they're doing now, so I don't see where their argument is coming from.
They always try to argue against the 90s because the 90s is where it kind of dipped and you had people scoring basically in the 90s and you didn't have a lot of teams averaging 100. But basically, if you go back far enough,
bro, them niggas was ass. Fuck you talking about?
Well, no, I'm not saying they were good or bad. I'm just talking about the point averages. And what he is saying is that, like, he's talking about how much the teams are scoring now. That if you go back far enough, you see that they've scored at a high clip before. Because people try to use that argument too. Well, the only reason some of these guys are scoring like this is because they got so many possessions and it's sped up. And either way, the NBA it's like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Everything kind of comes back around at some point. So they've scored at a high clip. In the 80s, they weren't scoring. They were called the Showtime Lakers for nothing. You know what I'm saying? They were running up and down. It's not like they were scoring in the 80s and 90s. In the 80s, they had some high scoring teams, but the players are so highly skilled now. I think a lot of the older players don't even they don't give credit to that either. They don't give credit to how skilled the players are now. But just going back to what Lamont was talking about earlier with the record and how people are trying to throw shade on this. Another thing I think people don't really think about is, and somebody put it up earlier when I was talking about the 42,000 points, is how high this dude is in steals and assists. I think he's going to be, after this year, he's going to be number 4 in assists, right? So I think when this dude's career is done and people are able to really see what he's done, there's quite a possibility if LeBron plays 24 seasons, now you're going to be looking at somebody. If you look up LeBron and Michael Jordan, you put them right by, now you're going to see a career that almost doubles Jordan's. And now you're going to say, like, dang, that's kind of hard to argue. You know what I'm saying? For a player to be able to do this for this long, and he came in as a pass first person. This is another thing I always say when people talk about Jordan and Kobe. Jordan and Kobe were high volume scorers. You know what I'm saying? They were shoot first type of people. Now Michael was much more efficient than Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Much more efficient. Michael was shot close to 50%. Kobe shot somewhere around 44% career wise, right? So that's why, again, Kobe doesn't really get put in the same category as a LeBron and Michael when you're talking about an efficiency standpoint. But if LeBron James and Kevin Durant are only two players that I will say, because Kevin Durant is similar to LeBron in the sense that he's not really a scorer. He's a scorer, but he didn't have the Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe type of scoring mentality. If Kevin Durant or LeBron James had the same mentality as Kobe or Michael scoring wise, both of them would score over 40,000 points in their career. That's how it fit. Like, look, there was a time where LeBron was shooting 56%. You know what I'm saying? 55, 54%. And he was only taking 17, 18 shots a game. So imagine if LeBron in those seasons said, I'm going to take 26 shots a game, 27 shots a game, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because he would have passed the record.
Where would that get him, though? That mentality.
Facts. I'm not going to argue that. What I'm saying is, from a statistical standpoint, that's what makes it impressive, is that he wasn't trying to score. and he's still going to break the all-time record.
I disagree with that. He was.
I disagree too. I disagree
Yeah,
too.
he had to
You
score.
don't-
I disagree too.
You don't,
No.
you don't accidentally average
listen,
28
He
points.
not
a game.
fast first. We're not going to start this argument again. But
No.
You don't-
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
You don't
Listen what I'm
accidentally
saying.
score 28 points a game, bro.
Okay, no. Listen what I'm saying. All right. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point real quick. What I'm saying.
Pass first don't mean you can't be a great scorer, y'all.
No. Lamont, I'm not.
That's not what pass first means, y'all.
Lamont, that's not
to you.
No, that's not to me. That's by definition.
By definition, it doesn't mean that. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking
We
at
gotta
the attempts, the
take
shot
y'all
attempts.
through the
game,
definition again.
If you look at Jordan, when Jordan averaged 37.1 points a game his third year, he took 27 shots a game. When James Harden averaged 35 or 36 points, he took 26 shots. When Kobe averaged 35, he took 27 shots a game.
Yeah, but look, y'all, I think the misconception is this, y'all. Like with LeBron, it's not about how many shots he takes. LeBron's gonna take any shot that he feels is gonna give his team the highest percentage chance of scoring. This is what I mean. The one thing that separated LeBron from people like James Harden or other scorers that haven't been as efficient as him is because the mentality of being pass first forces you to always try to go with the high percentage play. If the high percentage play is for him to drive, get to the basket, get to the easy layup, shoot the midi in the lane, kick it out to an open shooter, pass first mentality is you're going to evaluate what's going on the floor, and you're going to take the highest percentage chance where your team has to get success out of that play. And so pass first does not, like when people say this is what SB confuses. Pass first does not mean you're passing the ball. That's not what it means. Pass first.
What's the key word in pass first?
Hold on, y'all. Pass first. Just like pass first is just a mentality.
It's a mentality.
It's a mentality describing your approach to the game.
Right.
Jordan's approach to the game wasn't pass first.
It's to score
because Jordan would take low percentage shots, irregardless of who was open around him. Same with Kobe, same with Iverson, same with Carmelo. But that's not a negative. That their mentality and their approach to the game just wasn't pass first, as opposed to a guy like a John Stockton or a Steve Nash or even a Tim Duncan. These guys were looked at as pass first because we knew Tim Duncan could explode and get you 30 when needed. We've seen John Stockton in the playoffs average 27. Right, in a playoff series when it was needed for him to score. We've seen Steve Nash have 40-point games and 30-point outbursts every now and then. The thing is, pass first players are going to take what the offense gives them. And that's why when SB pulled up the definition of a pass first player, he clearly read it's the player that runs your offense. It has nothing to do with passing the ball. And you run it however you see fit. If while running the offense, you see that it gives your team the best ability to win. If you're taking the majority of the shots, then that's what you're going to do. It does not mean you just pass because you're pass first. That's not what it means. And like I said, I just compel people to just actually do homework on what it means. Just like when we talk about impact of basketball, impact of scoring, people have now misdefined what having impact in a basketball game is. They think high efficiency scoring 30 points a game can't have any impact. That's a lie. That has a humongous impact on winning and losing games. Yet people like Rob Parker are trying to convince us that it's not impactful.
But Lamont,
it's just clear lies.
When the first couple players you named, like Jordan, Kobe, and Duncan, they all played in the system. But Jordan's job wasn't to pass in the system that they was in, and that's why I was saying like. Because you said,
first of all, you keep running to your job to pass. That has nothing to do with pass.
Jordan didn't always play in the system.
You said your job is to run the offense. So what's
hard? I said Jordan's mentality. No, don't misquote what I said. I said Michael Jordan's approach to the game. His mentality was to his mentality. And this was Jordan's mentality from day one. Phil Jackson was able to reel it in and control it to a certain degree, but his mentality was always to score. And even if it means taking low percentage shots, even if this isn't the highest percentage shot, even if this isn't the best play we can make, I'm going to score. That's his mentality. Now, have we seen Jordan make passes from time to time, just like we've seen LeBron James take tough shots or low percentage shots from time to time? Yes. But what I'm saying is their approach to the game is just different. So when people try to compare Jordan's approach to LeBron's approach, and you try to knock LeBron for having the pass first mentality, but you want to credit Jordan for having a shoot first mentality. Well, both of those mentalities have their detriments, but both of those mentalities also have the perks. With LeBron, he had the perk of being able to make lesser players like early in Cleveland much better than what they were. And he can elevate a weaker team and get them to the finals. With Jordan's approach to the game, he was never going to be able to do that. But when you put competent talent around Jordan, Jordan was able to get to winning faster because of his score first mentality. So again, there are positives and negatives to both. People try to make it seem like Jordan's mentality is just on this other level from LeBron's. Everybody is a different type of player. That's why I keep telling people, Mamba mentality, that shoot first mentality, has gotten a ton of players kicked off teams.
No, I agree with that. Now,
like it's gotten some people. Like the one thing that will never happen, the one thing I have yet to see is I have yet to see a player walk in the gym with a pass first mentality and a coach turns them away. Because the coach needs more guys like that.
I hear you. I hear you when it comes to.
Oh, let's not confuse. I'm saying
Jordan. You cannot say Jordan did not make the best plays.
I did not say Jordan doesn't pass.
But that's how you just explained.
No, it's not how I explained it.
Oh, he's just saying it's not a pass. His mentality.
It's mentality.
Mentality was to do the best play for the team. Also.
No. Like
score in a score system, bro.
Like I said,
it's not true.
You gotta go learn this on your own time, SB, because everybody else can't get it but you.
How only you and everybody else tell us?
How does everybody else understand what I said and you still struggle to grasp that it's a mentality?
That's not you said you give the credit to his IQ and call him pass first. No,
I didn't. Hold on. First of all, you keep bringing in introducing words that I never said. I didn't say anything about IQ, even though most of the players in NBA history that are looked at as pass first mentality type players, those are usually your higher IQ players.
And LeBron's probably
that's why they're needed. It's hard to be a pass first player because that's the hardest. Just like you read on your own channel, SB. Yeah, hold on. Somebody has you got background. SB read on his own channel. This is what he read on his own channel. It said a pass first player has the hardest job on the floor because you have to run the entire offense.
Hold on, my man with the C. Mute your mic,
pass first player.
Hold on, I'll kick him out. You gotta here. If you can't clear your background noise out, I gotta kick you out. So what I'm saying is, so if you read that on your own channel, that pass first has nothing to do with passing. It's more about running the offense. And just as the point guard on your channel, who was a point guard, told you, pass first player runs the offense, whether it means it's him scoring because he said he can drop 30, or is setting other guys up to be better and facilitate and run the offense. But running the offense at the NBA level is the hardest thing to do on a basketball court.
Was Harden pass first on the Rockets?
You said what?
Yeah, was Harden pass first on the Rockets?
No, first of all, we can go to any player and identify their mentality. Like we've already done. Like we clearly explained to you, the best example was a point guard like Trae Young, right? Trae Young is a point guard who is a shoot first point guard, he doesn't have a pass first mentality. He's not very good at running the offense, making other guys better. This is why John Collins has struggled. This is why Clint Capella has not getting any better. This is why he's struggling to jive with Dejounte Murray, because his mentality is that of a scorer, and as the point guard, they need somebody. If Trae Young is going to play that style, they need somebody to take up that role of running the offense, similar to how the Warriors have Draymond. If Steph Curry is going to take up the role of being shoot first, then Draymond has to take up the role of running the offense. Somebody has to do it, and your shoot first guard can't also be your playmaker. It does not work. And this is where we started to see James Harden struggle. Just because guards like Russ and Harden can rack up a ton of assists doesn't mean they have a pass first mentality. Right. No one is going to say Russell Westbrook is pass first just because he can get 10 assists a game. That's not what makes you pass first. Right. The stats don't make you pass first. It's your approach to the game. I just don't know why we got to keep explaining this stuff and then using these examples and you still act like you don't understand it. It's basic basketball. It's basic basketball. You keep dumbing it down to actually passing the ball.
Hey, Lamont,
It's not about that.
Lamont, just kind of going off, Harden is kind of an interesting one because you could make the argument that when Harden first came into the league on the Thunder, that he was coming off the bench. He was a playmaker, obviously, right? Coming off the bench. When he went to Houston, he became a volume scorer. He became a scorer first, and as he's lost his skills, you can make the argument that he's become more what he was when he came into the league is more of a playmaker now. You know, he's not
what he's turned into is a ball dominant player. And similar to Russell Westbrook, these guys are ball dominant, and when you're ball dominant,
I'll give you that.
You're going to fall into assists. Like as a ball dominant player, your opportunity to make the home run passes or the assist passes, especially in an era when we have a shot clock, are going to increase astronomically. It does not mean you're the best player to run the offense.
Right,
and this is where we saw James Harden struggle in the playoffs, because when they needed somebody to run the offense late game in the playoffs, when they had opportunities to beat the Warriors, what did that team relegate themselves to doing? Everybody just start chucking up threes, and there was nobody there that could run the offense efficiently. And so then everybody looks to James Harden. You choked. You let us down. First of all, you have James Harden playing a role that he's not naturally built for. James Harden is a scorer first. He's not a passer first. But you put him in that ball dominant role, asking him to do both. And the one thing we've seen is that when you ask a player to do both, you're going to struggle, just like we saw the Lakers struggle last year when they asked LeBron James to do what? Be the best scorer and run the offense and be that pass first guy. There's a clash. The teams that are having the most success are the teams that have a clearly defined guy that runs the offense and another guy that clearly can score the ball. So when we saw the Bulls playing at their optimum level, who did they have running point for them? Lonzo Ball, when they were beating everybody. And then they clearly had their defined scores around them. Then they lose Lonzo, and you put some of these other guys in unnatural roles because they're not pass first. It makes the offense look like it's in disarray. This is why people say that Brooklyn Net offense can get stifled in the playoffs. And we saw a team like the Boston Celtics stifle them in the playoffs because they don't have a true point guard. And when you play that your turn, my turn type of offense, right? When you play that, that's easy to defend in the playoffs, as the Boston Celtics showed us, right? Drew Holiday is one of the few players who's I've seen kind of transition his game into being pass first, when I thought coming in he was more of a scorer. And that's because he's understanding who he's playing with.
What about Conley?
Conley is a pass first guy.
Yeah, pass first. He can run offense.
He's going to run your offense efficiently. And like I say, we see the struggle with Luka. Luka's trying to be this pass first guy and the best scorer. When you ask one player to do both, it's not Luka's fault. It's because they're not giving them the personnel to work with. But everybody keeps wondering, why are they trying to get another guard to put alongside Luka? The reason why they're trying to find another guard to put alongside Luka is so they can lessen his burden and they can give him one role, either be a scorer or be a pass first guy. But when you're asking them to do both, it's going to be difficult.
Oh, Lamont. And that kind of reminds me again, I think this kind of points to how great LeBron is because of how much he's been asked to do through the years, whether it was running the offense. He's also the main communicator on defense. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't even know until Draymond was talking about it. But LeBron is the communication on defense. So he basically runs the defense and he runs the offense. And he had, there have been years where he had to rebound at a high clip. He had to pass. He had to score. So that's a lot to put on one player. You know what I mean? And again, it comes back to, at the end of the day, are we being unrealistic with our expectations of him? And because we don't really understand how much has been on him per every team. And now he's 38, and to ask him to do, run the offense and score and do this and do that, that's crazy.
Well, again, it goes back to people were asking, why did they bring Schroeder in? And why did LeBron have just so much success when he was playing alongside Rondo, and Rondo was on the tail end of his career. The reason why it looks so nice with Rondo is because they could lessen the burden on LeBron. LeBron could be more of this transition attack scorer type of player off ball, great in off ball pick and roll, and Rondo could facilitate and run the offense. You lessen his load, and then when Rondo was there, they looked unstoppable. As soon as Rondo left, we saw they went back to those struggles. I mean, among a lot of other issues with injuries and stuff, but LeBron has played some of his best basketball when you put a point guard next to him.
Lamar, this is why I was arguing that. This is why I was arguing that case I was saying about LeBron not being pass first, because he was the only player that I know had to wear so many different hats and take different jobs. It just depends on the scenarios. As I say, it's just hard.
It doesn't matter how many hats or team gives you, because every team is going to give you a different role. Your role, the role that teams give you, does not change who you are by nature. And when we talk about by nature, LeBron walked into this league as a pass first player, a guy that can run the offense, get other guys set up the offense, and know when to attack himself. That's what he was by nature. And so I don't care what role a coach gives you. I don't care what role Phil Jackson would have gave Mike. It doesn't change. Scottie Pippen was who he was. Scottie Pippen was going to be a pass first player because that's who he was. That's just by nature. Jordan was going to be a score first player because that's just who he is by nature. I don't care what roles you've seen them placed in. It doesn't change who you are as a player.
But so you said your pass first is to make the right play and make the right pass. That sounds like IQ to me.
No, that's not what. First of all, that's not what pass first is. And you keep saying these things, and it's not what I said. You keep bringing up IQ, and I'm not talking about IQ. I just said that pass first players just happen to be the most highest IQ players on the floor. That's an attribute that a pass first player must have. You have to be one of the highest IQ players on the floor to even be considered a pass first player. But that's one of the flaws of pass first players. Because their IQ is so high, they're always looking to make the right play. And in certain situations, while you're seeking out the right play, like LeBron against Golden State, the right play was to dump the ball into George Hill because that motherfucker was wide open. That pass first mentality, he couldn't fight the nature. He couldn't fight not making that pass. Everybody else wants to say he's scared of the moment, but his nature was to make the right play. By basketball standards, that was the right play. But
people are complaining about
we wanted to see him be a scorer mentality because you just had an ISO matchup with Steph and you dropped 51. So we want to see that score in you. At the end of the day, his nature won out. That's how you know what a player's nature is. His nature won out there, and he passed it to the open guy who ended up missing the shot.
That's only one part. People want to complain about that at the last shot again. That's one part.
Well, no, I'm giving you an example of a moment because the clutch moments of the clutch moments of the game are the best moments to identify the nature of a player. Yeah, because that's when your nature comes out. If Kobe's nature late game, whether it was make or miss, we saw him miss a ton of game winners in his career.
Wide open.
We saw him stand around and take game winners with 3 people contesting the shot. Everybody else wide open on the perimeter. And his nature was to take the last shot and be a scorer. It was not his nature to pass late game. So we know he has a scorer's mentality.
That's only one scenario.
But the late game scenarios help. Like there's certain late game scenarios that define who needs to be on the bench. Some people, you just can't play late game because they don't know how to think late game. They don't know how to react. They don't know how to play in late game situations. They don't know how to see time and score. So there's certain players where you just have to sit them late game because they panic in those moments. It's not in their nature to play in those high intensity moments of the game. As a coach, you have to understand what is the nature of my players. This is why coaches have late starting lineups, late game lineups, 3-point lineups, defensive lineups, because they have to understand the nature of their players.
I understand what you're saying. I'm talking about from the point of a guy who can do everything, because I also seen LeBron.
It doesn't matter if he can do everything.
LeBron in the clutch, so people get out the way. And
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've seen LeBron do. By nature, he's a pass first player. That's by nature. That's what he is.
Can I say one more thing?
As much as you want to fight it, LeBron has shown us a ton of different things. We're not disagreeing. We actually are saying the same thing. You just want to believe what you believe what pass first player is, and It's
No,
just
I
not
said
what you
LeBron
thought
James
it
is not.
was.
No,
I'm
LeBron
gonna
James is not.
Pass
I'm
first
gonna
is not
say
the guy that walks up and passes the ball.
No, pass first is no matter what the play is, he always
No,
gonna
pass
move the ball
first
to
is
the
what you
teammate.
read when you were on your channel and you actually read the definition on your channel
That was
and you
one
said,
coach
oh,
definition
damn, you
of it.
guys are right.
I didn't say y'all was right. I said that plays a part in it, but I still think LeBron, just because he does everything, and I've seen him on different teams take different roles, it's hard to put him as a pass first player. He's a
All
hybrid.
right,
He's
well,
done in between. I
first of
just
all,
think
there's
his
no such thing
IQ.
as a hybrid.
You just said a
Pass
ball
first.
dominant play. You just like that's a play style.
No, being ball dominant is a role that a coach assigns you. Being pass first is not a role. A coach is not going to come to Mingle Jester. Mingle, today, I need you to be a pass first guy.
And ain't no
Who the
coach
fuck
gonna
does
want you
that?
to be
I
ball
want you to
dominant.
tell me
No
what
coach
coach in
gonna want you
NBA
to be
history
ball
has
dominant.
walked up to you. The coach is going to say, all right, like with James Harden, that offense was designed for him to dominate the ball the majority of the shot clock. That's why we can say he was a ball dominant player. The coach wanted the ball in his hands, late shot clock, early shot clock. He's a ball dominant player. Luka is a ball dominant player. Because the coach wants the ball in his hand, early shot clock, late shot clock. Right? Even with Trae Young. But it doesn't make Trae Young a pass first player just because he has the ball and might get an assist every now and then. That's not what makes you pass first. If that's what makes you pass first, then Russ and Oscar Robertson would be the greatest pass first players in NBA history.
They definitely not.
Because it has nothing to do with passing. It has something to do with running the offense. I mean, it's not very hard. When people try to take away what LeBron is, and they see that, I think what people don't want to admit is that a guy with a pass first mentality is going to end up being the greatest scorer of all time.
He's not pass first though.
And hold on. I know you're fighting it, but see, the thing is,
There's no fighting.
you now have to come to terms with the fact that
I don't have to come to
LeBron
terms with
James,
nothing.
a guy who you guys have tried to convince us is scared of the moment, don't want to take shots. You try to say he stat pass for assist and all this crazy stuff. At the end of the day, this player is going to pass Kareem up as the all-time leading scorer.
Because he's the scorer first.
Because he's
I
a
know.
scorer. Because he's a scorer.
He's a pass first player that is an elite scorer.
That makes no sense.
No, he's a scorer that can pass.
He's a willing pass. He's a more willing passer. I would say that. LeBron's a scorer.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you. On
Score,
most teams,
man.
let me just ask y'all this question. On most teams that LeBron James plays on, who has the coach put the ball in? Whose hands does the coach put the ball in?
It ain't the
say
coach.
run the
It's
offense.
not the coach. See, that's what, I'm not gonna answer that. Let me answer that.
No,
it's not the coach.
You don't want to answer that, Mingle Jester,
because
if you actually go look up the true definition of a pass first player, just like SB did, it's a pass first player.
Pull it up.
Hold on. I'll pull it up. SB, don't act like you didn't read it because you clearly remember what it said. The first thing that it said is a pass first player. You even brought up the coach's name.
What coach said that?
You said a pass first player is a guy that runs your offense. Running the offense has nothing to do with who scores. The guy that runs the offense determines how we score as a team. If that means scoring goes through me because I have the best matchup or I have the biggest advantage, then I'll take that. And LeBron James, because he's 6'8", 275, generally comes out of those matchups with the goddamn best matchup. So it doesn't surprise me that he said, well, goddamn, after this offense evolved, I got a 200-pound guard on me. It's probably best that I go to the basket and score. That's what it means. So the fact that he scored a lot, out of it doesn't surprise me. He's 6'8", 275. He's going to have the favorable matchup the majority of the time.
Wait. Lamont, this is one thing I want to say too. You also,
we gotta end it. We gotta end it. I gotta get to practice, man.
I
gotta go teach my. Now I gotta go teach my players basketball.
Listen,
You've been capping the whole time. Nobody else to talk. You've been capping the whole time. Nobody else to talk.
Sorry, I gotta go.
Lamont, you can't necessarily go off one definition of one coach because everything else that you look at. Because I also seen ones that said a pass first player.
We'll do a live stream on it, and you can. We'll do a live stream on it. We'll do a live stream. We'll do a live stream on it. Actually, how about this? SB? The next time I do a live, I'll bring on 10 basketball coaches, all college level. I'll bring Bryce Drew. We already plan to bring on Scott Williams of the Chicago Bulls. I'll bring on Bryce Drew's assistants. I'll bring Matt Gordon here. I'll bring on as many coaches, and we'll just let coaches who have a far more extensive coaching history than me explain it to you, and we'll just go with their example. Will you take their word for it instead of mine?
I'm gonna explain my point.
No. I'm just saying because to you, I'm not credible.
I never.
So
said
what
you
we're
weren't
gonna do
credible,
is
bro.
I already planned to do a coaching panel anyway. So we're just gonna allow.
You weren't credible, Lamont.
No, I know what we're gonna do is if I'm not credible to you, I'm gonna bring people on that you can't deny. If I bring Bryce Drew on, this man's coached at Vanderbilt, coached at Valpo, ton of success. He coached Darius Garland in the NBA. He's coached a ton of guys in the league. He's coaching here at GCU. If I bring Scott Williams on, guy that played with Jordan, right? Then how you going? Then how do we refute that? What we gonna do is we just gonna bring people on that have a hinge more credibility to me, and we'll just see what they say.
That's not you act like
and that will solve it, bro. That will solve it.
I'm gonna argue my same point that I'm saying.
But you can't argue it. That's like arguing science with a scientist. And you are not a scientist.
Bro, basketball is not heart surgery, it's a game, bro. I might not be more advanced than the next person, but it's not heart surgery. It's still just a game. I could go outside and do what we talking about right now. I can't go do heart surgery when I want to. Like
you can't go. Okay, SB,
bro. It's still a game, bro.
You cannot go out. You can't go walk in the gym, grab 10 guys. You can't walk in the gym, grab 10 guys and go coach them and then walk in and expect to beat my team.
I ain't saying I'm not necessarily saying
because you don't know how to coach.
You acting like basketball is heart surgery or something like science. It's still
no. You are making it heart surgery. You are making it more difficult than what it is by saying pass first is some new definition that you don't want to assign to LeBron because the man then scored more points than your favorite score first player.
Cool. I don't have a problem with LeBron, but that's why I'm saying y'all not giving. I feel like y'all doing a discredit by calling him a pass first. Y'all
no, what y'all doing is what the thing. The most amazing thing about LeBron. The most amazing thing about LeBron is that we've never seen a pass first player score this well, and the fact that at the end of the day, after all is said and done, the pass first player is going to be the guy that leads the league in scoring more so than score first guys. Remember, y'all talk about that killer mentality, Mamba mentality, shoot bad shots, late clutch. No, hold on, for SB. So then that's the funniest thing. It's like your definition has you guys.
Clutch.
No, hold on. Your definition has you circling back around. Now you have to circle back around, and now y'all are saying LeBron James has killer instinct.
Show. I've been on
that is the absolute funniest thing in the world.
I've been on your channel for 2 years, bro.
Bro, you've never said LeBron had killer instinct.
You saying LeBron ain't clutch or LeBron a bum.
All right, hold on.
Go look.
SB. We got to do it on another stream.
I don't want to go ahead and do your thing.
I got to get to practice, y'all, because I got to get on the road. It takes me 40 minutes to get to the school, so I got to get off here. But man, it's wild, man. But salute SB, man. Appreciate you having you, man.
You already know.
Yep. Wow. Hey, y'all, the title of my next video is that LeBron haters admit that LeBron James has killer instinct. See, that when you say that LeBron James is a scorer, if you want to label him that, then you have to give him killer instinct. Now that means you put him up there with, if you don't already have him past Jordan, if you give him killer instinct, he done shot past Jordan plus some. LeBron James haters don't want to label him as pass first. So they say that he has killer instinct, man. That is the wildest take. I've spent the last 10, 15, 20 years listening to people tell me that LeBron don't have killer instinct, and we all know what that killer instinct means. When people said killer instinct, they meant that ability to just eat bad shots and just forget everybody. And now they say LeBron has killer instinct, y'all. Y'all heard it. This is the second show in a row where people are saying LeBron has killer instinct. Bruno. Their logic is circling them back around to saying that LeBron has killer instinct. This is the weirdest thing in the world. This is the funniest take in the world. If you label LeBron James a scorer, by definition, you have to call him a killer like Kobe. You have to call him a killer like Jordan. And so if he's a killer like Jordan, if he has Mamba mentality like Kobe, but he's superior rebounding the ball, he's a far superior passer to those guys, how do you guys not have him as the GOAT? How do you have any, if you're giving him the same stuff that Jordan and Kobe had, he's done it to a higher level, he's done it longer, he has the championships, he has the MVPs, he has the finals MVPs, and he's much better rebounding, passing, making others better. How do you not have him as the GOAT then? And this is why I know that logic that they're pushing, they don't even truly believe it. Because when you add it all up, you should be telling me that LeBron is the GOAT, and they're not. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. The new topic of the day. We're going to quote SB on that. Y'all heard him. The new quote from the LeBron James haters. So we got a new memo out from the LeBron James haters. LeBron James haters admit LeBron has killer instinct, y'all. Damn. Does that by definition make him the GOAT? To the haters. Because remember, y'all, him not having killer instinct was the only thing that y'all were using to separate him from Jordan and Kobe. Remember, JDR's didn't have much to stand on. Bang knows I'm right. JDR's already didn't have much to stand on when LeBron was listed as a pass first player. Y'all best fight was to hold on to Mamba mentality and killer instinct. SB has admitted that Mamba mentality and killer instinct, LeBron got it. That's what I'm saying. East side. They didn't discombobulated that, and the reason why they so discombobulated East side, they don't know how to explain what LeBron James is doing scoring wise without putting him into that category of just being an absolute scorer. See, I know how a player can be an elite scorer but still be a pass first player. I've played with players like that, but then I've also played with guys who were score first players. So I'm gonna give you an example of a YouTuber. So some of you guys might not know the YouTuber B-Dot. All right. The video's somewhere on YouTube, but I played with B-Dot in my league. B-Dot is an absolute score first player. He is the most annoying player to play with because he will not pass the ball. He will take bad shots. He will take any shot. He'll make it. Look, the crazy thing is he gonna make a ton of these shots. Like we were running our league games, he's balling out, boom, balling out. But our team overall, everybody on the team, the morale's going down because this man is just coming down shooting every time. He's shoot first. And this is, salute to B-Dot. Man, I love hooping with B-Dot. Good dude. Out here in Arizona doing a lot of big things. But it's hard to win with B-Dot. Because you have to have a very specific team around them. But you can't have players like me, catch and shoot three-point shooters, transitional three-point shooters. I need people to facilitate, to run the offense, give me the ball. But yeah, you out here chucking up everything, contested or not. But then when I play with my homie Johnny Hill out of Purdue, Johnny could put up 30 anytime he wanted. But when I played with Johnny, I knew he was going to whip the ball around the perimeter. Everybody was going to get their touches, right? He was going to get the offense running, right? And with Johnny, we didn't lose no championships. When I'm running with Johnny, we winning these league championships. It's a difference. All it takes is to play the game to know the difference. But Johnny was just as good of a scorer as B-Dot. Johnny could go get 30 whenever he wanted. right? Yeah, look up Johnny Hill. He played at Purdue. He played at other schools before. He played the NCAA tournament, big games. Y'all see B-Dot all over YouTube, right? He played professionally in Australia, all types of stuff. It's B-Dot's approach to the game is different. And I don't knock B-Dot for having that approach to the game. And I don't knock Johnny for having his approach to the game. It is just different approaches. So, it just tells me SB really hasn't played much basketball in his life. I think he's talked a lot of basketball. I don't think he's actually played much. So I think that's why he struggles to grasp the concept. So, I'm going to reach out to B-Dot. I got to get him on the show. Actually, last year I had him in practice and he ran with our team. And they actually ended up running up. He brought his guys and they came and played against my team at GCU. George Henderson changed the name of the LeBron Fanboy Sports. It's not LeBron Fanboy. We just tell the truth. Y'all just get mad because, like I said before, I've made videos criticizing LeBron James. And y'all be all ears listening. But I've made videos in support of LeBron James. I can be balanced. Y'all don't want to be balanced. Yeah, and y'all don't want to be balanced because y'all have an agenda. Just like Rob Parker, his agenda is to try to keep LeBron out of that GOAT conversation. Anybody that's just pushing one side of the token, they have some agenda. I don't have an agenda with LeBron. If LeBron James ends up being the GOAT, who cares? If he passes Kareem, who cares? But there's certain people that with an embedded agenda, I don't want to be saying LeBron is the GOAT. They have an agenda. Rob Parker has an agenda. The agenda is in all of his storylines. I just read to you guys 20 years of storylines. He has not had one positive storyline about LeBron James. He couldn't even have a positive storyline after coming back 3-1 down versus the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. You still don't have nothing positive to say. Hey, Reggie Reg, I wish I was with Clutch. I wouldn't be opposed to signing with Clutch. I would still say the same things that I'm saying now. Clutch can sign me all they want. I wish they would sign me. Y'all be thinking, because I guarantee you, if Clutch walked up to any of y'all be signing on the dotted line too. Clutch walk up to Reg tomorrow. Reg gonna change his whole profile pic to LeBron James and a Clutch Sports logo. Coming on here proudly talking about Clutch. Y'all be acting like y'all bigger than the program until that program come knocking on your door. Come on, y'all got to stop, man. Like I said, I'm not opposed. ESPN, one of these networks come to me, hell yeah, I'm signing on the dotted line. I don't care what y'all call it, selling out. I don't give a damn. I'm still going to be me. And if they don't want me talking about certain shit, I don't give a damn. It's just sports. Y'all tripping. Y'all be tripping, talking about don't sell out when we talk about sports. All right. Make sure you don't sell out at that grocery store you bagging groceries at. Right? When Sam's Club come with a better offer to bag over there, don't go leave and go to Sam's Club. I want you to stay at Safeway. Come on, y'all be just capping, man. Yeah, like a lot of people be acting like they so high and mighty and I'm going to turn down the dollars. Some of y'all done probably done some of the craziest things for $10. I know some of y'all did something strange for some change. And y'all acting like I won't change up a few basketball takes for some dollars? Shit. Somebody pay me to talk good about LeBron. I'm going to talk good about LeBron. I don't give a damn. God damn. Y'all be getting mad about it. Shit. Pay me to talk good about LeBron. That's it. Shit, y'all be tripping, man. Look at y'all, it's crazy, man. You said the debate ticket, Kobe versus LeBron, right? Well, tell Ticket to come over here and debate me. I told y'all when I get time, I'm gonna go pull up on the show. But look, right now, y'all, I got to get up out of here. It's already 1:30. Probably gonna be late to practice. Well, not really late. We're gonna start around 2:15, so I'll be on time. But man, appreciate y'all, man. Great show today. Hey, salute, man, to Lecrae. Right, man. Salute to Cray and KB, man. They came through with the song of the day. Make sure y'all go check it out. Song of the day is called, make sure I don't forget to give them a quick shout out. Song of the day is called Can't Tell It All by Hovely, KB, and Lecrae, man. Y'all heard the song, man. It was definitely a great song. It was a banger. We're going to be running that song all day, on the stream all week. So y'all, if you haven't heard it, we're going to play it again. You can stream the song on YouTube Music, Spotify, all those places, man. Make sure y'all give them a stream, man. They Christian rappers. It's a little bit more of a positive message, but that sound still gives you that, that same vibrant sound, catchy hooks, all that. It's still the same music, man. They just pushing a more positive message, man. So again, make sure y'all giving them a spin, man. It's great music over there. But y'all, it's FYF Sports, man. It's been another great podcast episode, man. Salute to everybody that pulled up SB Talk Sports. Make sure y'all go sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hey, Weezy Bang in the chat, man. Y'all know he does the late night Laker streams after the games, man. Make sure y'all tune in for your Laker coverage with a Weezy Bang, Big R Sports, man. We have Flight Sports TV in here. Look, man, they love the Ball family. They love LaMelo Ball. They get a tad bit delusional with their takes, but salute to Flight Sports, man. They try to come in here and cook, man, but it's hard to come in here. Look, I keep telling y'all, it's hard to come in here and cook, man. It's hard. It's hard to cook, man. Not over here. I'm not going to let you slide with a lot of craziness, man. All right? And I'm not going to allow a panel. I'm not going to allow a panel full of people that's just going to yell and talk so you can slither into the shadows when you say something crazy. You say something crazy, we're going to put you to the forefront, man. And you're going to have to really explain it. Salute to Big Art listening in the back in the background. I see him just popped in. Salute to Big Art, man. But yeah, man, all these YouTubers, all these, and y'all see Big Art, sometimes Big Art knows he's a tad bit biased. So Big Art chose today to let me stay in the chat. I don't want to walk into the FYF Sports fire today. Sometimes you got to know when to stay away from FYF Sports. Big Art, this might have been one of them days where Big Art had to say, let me fall back. Right? I might walk into a max ether, and it just gets crazy. So, but that's just how it is here at FYF. And hey, Weezy Bang too. Y'all don't get mad that Weezy Bang don't always come on the panel. Not every stream is for Weezy Bang. He just might walk into fire one day, just like last year when he walked into that Steph Curry fire. And I had to light him up on Steph Curry. And then Steph Curry went on to win a championship. So it was, so it is what it is. But hey, y'all, it's FYF Sports, man. Another great podcast episode, man. We're going to be back with more sports and news, y'all. We got a lot of shows coming up this week. Hopefully my hand gets healed up. But they said it's about a 6-week recovery process, so I'm going to have this cast on for a minute. But we still going to keep cooking, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate everybody that hit the Cash App today. If you want to hit the Cash App on your way out, it's $ FYF Sports, man. Support the channel. Donate. Become a member, man. Everything that you give, we put right back into the channel, man. YouTube is changing all of these policies in regards to, monetization and X, Y, and Z. They're making it hard for us to make money, keep these channels afloat. So, man, definitely if you can support anything that you can do to support these channels, man, not just mine, but anytime you're on anybody's live stream, anything you can do to support, man, we all appreciate it, man. We definitely do. But it's FYF Sports, another great podcast episode. We're going to be back with more sports and news, y'all. Until then, it's FYF Sports. And we out.
All I hear is yap, 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 yap. Ain't talking about nothing, right? Watch this. We gon' bring that pressure. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is. I be getting to it, ain't wasting no time. Walking straight in, we ain't waiting in line. Fuck your feelings, you don't care about mine. You a YouTube gangster, don't be yelling out slime. Or you talking LB, talking Ticket TV. Ain't nobody watching them, all the viewers be sleep. 5 years in, all your subs is your friends. Ticket TV, watch the cars again. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the real. They all know, shop don't close, working 24
road, trying to make the channel grow. Look at them, pointing fingers, hating on the low. You can't compete with our podcast show. Couldn't make it in the league, so we got on TV. Crying by LeBron like a little baby. You must be crazy, trying to ever play me. Or you super tough until it's time to say cheese. Just a little FYI, FYF. 20K subs, 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF. 20K subs, 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your